The world is full of wonders.
Magic is hidden in small moments.
And monsters could be hiding just out of sight.
But if you're looking to find them,
adventure is waiting to happen.
You never know who you'll meet along the way.
We are the Storyteller Squad. Hello, adventurers! Welcome back to the Storyteller Squad. Thanks for joining us for more Monster of the Week. Before we begin, let's check in with our heroes.
So, Ice Electric. Is that a good Pokemon combination? I don't know. I think it's kind of weak against itself, but at the same time, I'm Hugo Rashad.
It's weird because we're recording this a second time, and I have less of an intro now than I did the first time. I'm Agent Whittaker.
It's true, the first one was not better, but completely different.
a wise person once said that when you play with fire, you're going to get burned. That's especially true when the fire is magical and coming from a magical salamander that represents the entirety of fire as an element, and I made a lot of dumb decisions. I'm Raven Eugenia.
I'm Raven Eugenia. I'm a flaming homosexual.
Wow. And then he dabbed. Let that go on the record. And then he dabbed.
It's 2021. We don't dab anymore. It didn't happen. You can't prove it.
Wow, so old, Whittaker.
The one time there's a fire that could grow out of control and be an unstoppable wildfire causing chaos and destruction for miles around, they put a stop to it because I've surrounded myself with a bunch of heroes. Because I am Damien Angelo Edgecrest.
I'm really proud of this one, guys. You ready? Salamander! I barely know her, but for Raven, I'll do anything. I'm Felicity Starnbrook.
It feels like an eternity since we've gotten to tell a story together. And I would know. I'm Aiden Brightwood. Let's have an adventure. Last time, which was a while ago for us, as this is our first recording back after our little hiatus, our heroes dealt with the three beasts of Glacier National Park: the Agropelter, the Splinter Cat, and the Hide Behind. We spent most of the last session in combat, trying to capture the Splinter Cat to relocate it, trying to calm the Agropelter and stop it from causing also more damage to the forest, and befriending the Hide Behind, a shy creature who prefers to watch things from a little ways off. The fight went sideways in so many different ways. The Agropelter wound up taking the Splinter Cat as its personal pet, who it intends to train to not destroy the forest, but to hunt sustainably. But the big thing last session was trying to save Raven Eugenia from the fire magic that she had let loose by pulling the Root Powers of Fire card, the Salamander Spirit. When the fires of her magic went out of control, everyone's focus became not defeating the fearsome critters, but saving their friend. With Hugo discovering and unlocking some ice magic abilities, Felicity running in with Lark, as well as Aiden into a fiery maelstrom to save Raven from herself. And with the danger of the three beasts resolved, you packed up, said your goodbyes to Morton, the head ranger, to Darla, his wife, the chainsaw sculptor, and to Lark, Jay, and Tara, the three companions who you befriended on this adventure. It was the end to a mystery, but you are all still on the road, on the run from the Eastie Agency, and also trying to keep Damien hidden from demonic forces that are pursuing him, thanks to him having become a demon lord after absorbing the spark from Felicity. And so, because it's been a little while for us, we'll say it's been a little while for the hunters. A couple days have passed. You've had time to rest. If you have harm on your character sheets, you should take it off. You have at least had time to heal from the physical wounds of the last encounter. We will pick up in South Dakota. You guys have pulled over for lunch at a little roadside diner. One of you can name it.
McSweeney's.
Okay. You're at the diner McSweeney's. You're all having lunch. It's a pretty normal day for people who are on the run and living out of a camper. Let's check in. How's everyone doing?
Whittaker, can I please take Ruby in this time?
Into the diner? No, absolutely not.
She deserves food too.
She gets food.
Can we get her some bacon? At least can we get her some bacon?
No, unless she's a service dog or something like that, they're not going to allow the dog in the store.
Okay, so I won't bring her in, but can we get her some bacon?
I don't see any reason we can't get her some bacon, but if you spill one drop of grease...
I promise I won't. We should really stop somewhere that has like a puppuccino or something.
A what?
A puppuccino!
Cute dog bark in the background.
Yes, perfect. Thanks, Ruby.
What is a puppuccino? Is this an American thing?
I mean, honestly, it's usually just a cup full of whipped cream, but it's so that your dogs can get something too.
Huh. That's cute. If you want to ask about puppuccinos, go for it. I won't say no as long as you don't make a mess.
Okay. Sounds good.
We have to be like in the diner at this point, right?
Yeah, it's a very classic roadside diner. Chrome and leather seats, booths, and bar seating, and that's about it. It's not very busy. There's a few families in here getting a lunch or a late breakfast, and you all can get one of the long corner booths to sit at.
So, I know it's been at least a couple of days since we've talked about this, but what's our plan now?
Have we heard from Prithee lately? Do we have another assignment that they've sent over?
You do not.
Just gotta keep moving for now. Keep moving and keep training. I want you all training right now.
Right now?
Whittaker, we're in a diner.
No, not right this moment now.
No, this counts.
I mean, whenever we have a rest stop around somewhere that's not populated, I need you all to be training.
Can we wait at least an hour after lunch? Just for digestion?
What kind of monster do you think I am? Yeah, of course.
Your spirits have come in with you because they cannot be told not to, it seems. Yeah. Tom is nibbling at a piece of toast that you ordered, Felicity. And Ghosty has decided that the coffee, which you did not drink since they were out of cream, is making a very nice hot spring for him to sit and lounge in.
Good.
Meanwhile, Raven, Wendy has been pretty much at your side ever since the incident. And so they are just sort of sitting in your lap, curled up.
Good. I'm glad. Raven's just petting them always.
Are you using the hand that has the mark on the back of it, or are you not looking at that?
Which hand did it end up on, left or right?
I want to say it was your right hand.
Okay. Raven's probably wearing a lot more long sleeves, wearing them pulled up over the backs of her hands a lot.
Which is odd because we are in summer canonically in the podcast.
It's fine. They're spending time in the camper and stuff. It's air conditioned.
Yeah, you're mostly driving in air conditioning, so it's absolutely legit that she would do this. I'm just letting y'all know for time reference. It is June, late June. Okay.
Anytime she goes to reach for something with her right hand and the sleeve pulls up and you can see it, she'll try and cover it back up. It's not that she's trying to hide it from other people, it's that she doesn't want to look at it and she doesn't want to think about it. So she's probably doing a lot of stuff with her left hand. Actually, if this is still just a couple days after, she probably has a bandage on it. I know it was a burn that was kind of healed over already, but she's definitely got it covered up.
Mm-hmm.
Whittaker notices her sort of flinching if she moves her right hand a little too much, and he points down at it and gives her a very worried look. Is that bothering you at all?
It doesn't hurt. I'm not used to it, and I kind of don't want to think about it for a bit. I don't want to think about it, so I'm just keeping it covered for now.
If you want, I can try to fix it.
We can try.
Not here.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, not here.
Not here, for sure.
Maybe we don't want to fix it if it's not. I mean, does it hurt?
No, it's like it's already healed over as if it happened like a long time ago. And plus, we healed each other with magic and it didn't go away, so I don't know if it will. But if we, stop somewhere for training or if we're just in the trailer, we could give it a shot. It might be worth it just to see if it can kind of go away a little bit.
I could try.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Hugo, you know a little bit about magic leaving its mark. Do you have any words for Raven or thoughts on the situation?
Let's see, for what it's worth, some marks and scars are best to keep as reminders. There's a lesson in all of this. There always is.
That makes sense. Yeah, I definitely learned some pretty hard lessons the other day, so it's probably for the best that it sticks around for a bit as a reminder.
Other things that would be for the best, I should probably life drain all of you just to see if you have the same stuff that Felicity does, just to compare. I think that would help get a better understanding of the situation.
Damien, get back in your water bottle. I'm not doing this.
It's just brainstorming.
Is this just a ploy so you can move up from Demon Lord to like Demon Emperor or whatever comes next?
Actually, just God?
I don't know how these things work, but there's only one way to try.
No!
I know it's gotten me this far, so I know I have to do...
This far? Hang on, Damien. Let's pause for a moment, okay? This far? You mean on the run? Is that what you mean? This far meaning running from a secret agency?
Yeah, Damien, you've really taken us to grander places, for sure.
Aiden sets her coffee cup down, and you can tell she's gripping it very tightly. I think Damien was making a joke. At least that's what I'm going to choose to believe.
Ooh.
Damien, were you making a joke?
You know me, always joking around.
Oh, all right.
I wouldn't wish pain or suffering on everything on this earth. That would be out of character.
Okay, that better be a joke. That better be a fucking joke right now.
Yeah, you could have just stopped after it was a joke and we would have just believed you.
Look, I need you all to protect me and we all need to get along. But at the end of the day, you can't trust me because if you start trusting me, you're going to start trusting other demons that show up, and that is dangerous.
Great, that's good to know. I'm glad. I'm stressed right now. I'm having a bad time.
I get it, Damien. Anytime you think we're getting a little too friendly, you just gotta throw something out there that freaks us out, and so we can't get too close to you. I get it. It's fine.
Exactly. You're all perfectly safe. I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep you all safe, but I do have to shock you every now and then.
Like by life training us.
Is that a jackalope? It's so cute!
Who said that?
You all hear a voice coming from behind the opposite side of the table that Raven is sitting on. So, Raven, you see as a little girl pokes her head up from the booth further from you guys. She's maybe like 13, like just becoming a teenager, with hair tied into two like pigtails and big round glasses and braces and a brightly colored backpack on and a vest that is covered in what look like homemade scout patches. You can tell they're homemade because they say things like befriend a ghost and fairy discourse on them.
I love her so much already!
And she gets down from like standing up on the booth and then comes around to where you're sitting at the table, Raven, and says,
Wow, look at their coat. It's so pretty.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to have to keep this one safe too.
Oh, in those like 10 seconds, we've all just emotionally adopted this child. Raven's going to kind of prop up Windy a little bit, kind of like hold him underneath their front legs.
Mm-hmm.
And gesture to the girl and be like, this is Windy. You can pet him if you want. They're really friendly.
Oh, wow. Hi, Windy.
And she kind of like puts out a hand for Windy to sniff at and then scratches one of his bunny ears.
Hugo is looking for the parents.
I assume Felicity is sitting next to Raven because where else would she be sitting? You can see them?
Yeah. Wow, you got some too.
I do!
Oh, what are those?
Okay, so this is... Okay, we gotta talk... Here's the thing that I've learned. We gotta talk really, really quiet about them.
Oh, adults kind of just ignore me when I talk about this stuff. I think they think I'm imagining.
Mm-hmm. But you gotta be really quiet because I'm an adult and I know about them, so I know that they're real.
They are, aren't they? It's so cool.
They are. So anyway, let's talk really quiet so nobody else hears us.
Sure.
She will go over to the other side of the booth where like Aiden has like stood up, and she'll be like, "Excuse me," and sits down in the booth next to Hugo.
So I'm gonna take Tom and I'll rest him on my little hand. I'll be like, "Okay, so this is Tom."
Hi, Tom. Wow.
And Ghosty he's relaxing a little bit.
Can we slide the mug over on the table so she can see him?
He's in his little hot tub.
He's fully asleep also. Just
This is Ghosty, and I met them when I was just a little bit younger than you are. And they've stayed with me this whole time.
Oh, wow.
I'm being completely rude. And she takes her backpack off and unzips it.
Holy shit.
And a snake pops up completely vertically, not slithers out, just like boop, pops up like out of a Jack-in-the-Box.
Did you say she was like 13?
She's like 13, yeah.
Okay.
She's still kind of short, but like, so this snake, which I put in lore, pops out of the backpack. It's a yellow snake with big black eyes and kind of a natural smile to his face and like rust-colored stripes all down his back.
Say hi, Cooper.
Whoop! Is that the noise it makes?
Yeah.
This is Cooper. He's a hoop snake.
Whoop! A hoop snake? Where did you find him?
Oh, we were in Indiana, and yeah, we found a whole nest of him, but he was so small, and he was going to get left behind out in the cold, so I took care of him. And now he's my little buddy.
And the snake just kind of pivots around, looks at all of you.
Whoop! Can I tell this is a spirit?
Yes.
Okay.
Because snakes don't make noise.
That's true. That's true.
That's what tipped us off.
Yeah.
Not the adorable cartoonish nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
Felicity is going to lean on the table a little bit and be like, "Hello, little guy. Hello, little dude."
And just tongue flicking out occasionally, glancing around.
He is so good. How long have you known him for?
Cooper's been with me a couple years now.
That's about how long I had Ghosty and Tom when I was your age, so he's going to be around forever, I promise.
Wow, I hope so. I love hanging out with my buddy.
He seems like a really good friend.
You see the snake's tail kind of like wiggles up next to his head, and he just kind of like, ow, and like bites it. And she's just like, no, not now. You can't go rolling around. And, like takes the tail out of his mouth, puts it back in the bag.
Hoop snake, I see.
Wow. He's amazing. And Raven's gonna like prop Wendy up onto the table so that they can interact if they want to.
Cooper is head empty, so there's not a lot going on other than like smelling and tasting the air and just kind of like...
So is Tom, so I feel like they'll be good friends.
Yeah.
Love those.
While Cooper is like, he's like sniffing the air and Tom is just flying around in circles around his head.
Yeah, so Cooper is just constantly like corkscrewing and twisting and twisting and twisting, and eventually like looks a little dizzy.
Wendy's just watching the whole thing, kind of like head cocked to one side, like, those guys are kind of weird.
And Ghosty is very much asleep.
Yep, just taking a coffee nap.
Living the dream.
Oh, my name's Allie. It's nice to meet you all.
Oh, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm so sorry, Allie.
I get so excited around the spirits, I forget sometimes.
I know, me too. So, my name is Felicity Starnbrook. That's my last name.
Nice to meet you.
And this is Raven.
Hello.
Hi.
Introduces herself to all of you.
Kid, where are your parents?
You see she looks like a little sad.
Oh no.
And she says,
well, I live with my aunt and uncle, and they're outside with our truck.
All right, they're not waiting for you, are they?
Oh, dang, I was supposed to order pie for my Uncle Theo.
She like looks at Aiden, who's like sat back down. She's like, "Excuse me, I have to go order something." And she's like, "Oh yeah, sure." And she'll like get out, put her backpack on, and like go back over to the cashier.
Oh fuck! I banished the child.
Come on, Whittaker.
I'm sorry. It was just a kid who appeared.
If our like waitress is around, can Raven flag her over and say that she wants to pay for the kids' like order? I don't know if it might not work. If she might have already tried to pay for it, but
I don't think the timing is like there, right? Because she's asking literally the waitress at the cashier and like kicks out a little like coin purse that has like a panda's face on it and like unsnaps it and like takes out a couple dollars and is like,
"One piece of cherry pie, please.
to go." And the waitress is like, "Yeah, of course, honey. I'll be right up." And like goes and gets it out of like the dessert stand display case thing.
does Allie come back after she orders? I want to say goodbye to this child before she leaves.
She's just like rocking back and forth and like occasionally glances over and will like wave at you as she's waiting for the pie to get, packaged up.
So precious. I feel like our whole table is just kind of staring at her, and every time she looks, we wave.
Uh-huh.
Aiden, Whittaker, may I be excused?
Damien, where are you going? Because I know you don't need to use the bathroom.
It was all very cute and adorable, and I think I'm going to be sick.
I'm sorry, what?
Aiden just rolls her eyes. She's like, "Just go back to the trailer then."
Thank you.
So Damien leaves. Allie watches you go, though. She sees you leave and then it's handed her cherry pie
Thank you very much.
and comes back over to your table.
Well, it's nice to meet you all. What are you doing out here?
Just hanging out.
We're on a little road trip just for fun.
Me too.
Where are you going?
We're going to a park pretty soon. We're almost there.
Which park?
A Badlands National Park. My uncle's a photographer.
Really?
And she like looks around and then like motions for Felicity to come a little closer.
We're going on a snipe hunt.
A snipe hunt? What's a snipe hunt?
We're going to go see the snipes.
A snipe?
Yeah.
Do I know what a snipe is?
No, we've never heard of a snipe.
What's a snipe?
Whittaker, if you want to have overheard her very loud little kid whisper and you want to know what a snipe is, I'll let you.
Well, it's a joke, isn't it?
Okay, so clarify.
I've seen the movie Up. I know what a joke is.
That's what I was thinking of too.
Yes, a snipe hunt, colloquially in the real world, means you're going off, or it would be something you tell to someone and be like, "Yeah, go look for the snipes." It's like it's a thing that isn't real. It doesn't exist.
Or does it?
But Allie is like,
Yeah. They migrate, and we think we know where they're going to be at this year. At least we hope so.
Does your uncle see spirits too? Are these spirits?
Yeah. Well, we can all see because of these.
and she like taps the glasses that she's wearing, and you see now that she's like up close and whispering to you, there are little runes that are just like carved on the lens.
Can I see those for just a second? I've never seen something like this before.
Oh, sure.
I'll hand them to Agent Whittaker.
I'm going to be honest, Felicity, I've never really looked good in a cat's eye. I don't think it's really my... Why are you handing me these?
Put them on.
I don't think she has my prescription, but Whittaker puts on the glass.
And you can see Wendy and Ghosty and Tom and Cooper like sticking out of the girl's backpack, which you hadn't seen before.
Jesus Christ.
Whittaker, I would like you to meet Ghosty and Tom.
And Wendy. And also Cooper.
Whoop!
Cooper's new.
Whittaker is blinking, like nodding, like, all right, I see what's happening here. And after a long pause, he's just like, they're bigger than I thought. Wow. He takes them back off. Kid, where did you get these?
My uncle and aunt, they make them.
They make them? What's your uncle's name?
Theo, do you want to meet him?
I would love to.
Okay, we're parked behind the restaurant.
Let's go!
So she will lead you out of the diner. You guys can pay your bill and leave McSweeney's.
At the very least, we should apologize for holding her up when she was supposed to just come in and get some pie.
So you all head around back. Like I said, this is a roadside diner, so there's actually quite a few people in like campers that are probably just stopped here to get a bite to eat and before they keep moving. but you see a tan. It's not as big as Whittaker's trailer, right? Because it's not meant to be like a mobile home. It's definitely a camping thing where it's got like just enough room for some beds and a mini fridge and that kind of thing. And then there's just like an SUV hooked up to it. Yeah, you see a guy. He is tall, fairly fit. He's got some dad energy about him, but he has a medium, sort of unshaped afro of salt and pepper hair and a closely trimmed graying beard. And he's wearing clothes with a lot of pockets that look like they're full of like survivalist gear and EDC items and that kind of thing. And he is currently just checking the tire pressure on the trailer hookup.
Uncle Theo, I met some new friends.
And he stands up, turns around. Oh, hey, Alley Cat. What are you, Oh,
Hi!
hi. I'm Theo Springer. Nice to meet all of you. Hope she didn't bug you too much. Do you get my pie? And she holds it out proudly with like a little styrofoam container. Like,
Yep, I paid for it myself.
oh. I thought your Aunt Heather was going to give you some money.
No, I wanted to give it to you as a present.
Well, thank you so much, Allie. It's nice. That's nice of you. Who are your new friends? Can I help them somehow?
Raven's holding Wendy in her arms kind of like prominently to hopefully kind of catch his eye with like, oh, we have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of looking at him hopefully and holding her.
His eyes go a little wide and he says, Allie, do your friends have large imaginations too? She just grins and nods very quickly and enthusiastically. I see. So, what can I do for you folks?
So here's the thing. We all have very large imaginations. But this old guy over here, he doesn't see the same things we do.
Yeah, your niece, Ali, just enlightened me on those fancy little spectacles she's got. She said you make them?
Yes, I do. I developed them for my camera first.
Oh, that's fascinating.
And he goes over and like opens the front door of the truck and pulls out a black camera bag. I'm a wildlife landscape photographer, but I sell to 2 magazines, if you get my meaning. Took me a bit, but yeah, kind of found my niche in all this. It's a very nice jackalope you have there, young miss.
Thank you. This is Wendy.
You see he looks at you, Whittaker. He says, so you need your eyes opened there.
That would be very helpful to me, yes. That would be exceptionally helpful, actually.
Okay. I don't know that I've got my kit with me, but if you got a pair of glasses, then I could maybe work on them. We are in a little bit of a rush. We got to get over to a shoot we're looking to catch before it goes away.
We're not heading anywhere in particular. In fact, we might be going a similar direction to you if you wouldn't mind us tagging along.
Allie like jumps up and down. Can they come on the Snipe Hunt? Can they come on the Snipe Hunt? Can they come on the Snipe Hunt? And he's like, I think we better check with your aunt, huh? She's like, okay, well, runs off. Aunt Heather! Aunt Heather! Theo just gives like a big smile to your whole group. He says, you all want to see some snipes?
Yes?
Oh, I thought that was a joke.
Oh no, they're a migratory spirit. They kind of come north every year to lay their eggs and have like a mating ritual that they go through. It's like salmon a little bit. I stumbled across them a couple of years ago, and now I come back and photograph it every year. This is the first year we're bringing Allie, though. She's finally old enough, we feel, to come on the trails and that kind of thing and keep up with us.
As long as we wouldn't be too much of a burden, that would be amazing.
We also have a dog.
We also have our own trailer, so we can keep the dog in the trailer.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem at all.
Where you're heading, there's not any, have you ever had any dangerous encounters up there? Anything we gotta watch out for?
Well, we're pretty out in the middle of nowhere. It is Badlands National Park, so it's sort of the beauty of that landscape is how untouched and inhospitable it is. But as long as you got a camper, you guys should be comfy enough. I mean, it's height of summer, but this is South Dakota, so there's not a whole lot of people that are going to be around anyway. We finished checking, our tires here, and yeah, you can follow us. We've got a route planned and everything.
Okay.
Whittaker checks his phone, as he does about every few hours or so. Are there any updates from Prithee?
Nope, haven't got one.
Off to the Badlands then.
Okay. Hugo, as you're heading back, you see Allie holding the hand of a young woman who looks a little younger than Theo. She has these very arresting eyes. She's wearing a lot of like fitness attire, and on one side of her head are like these tight braids, and then the rest have long, large curls that kind of frame the rest of her face. Allie is just excitedly being like, Uncle Theo, tell Aunt Heather what you said. Tell her what you said. And she kind of looks at your group. Theo, did you invite this bunch of strangers? And he says, well, come on, we could use a hand. You know, you've got the trails to run. I've got shoes to take. Somebody needs to watch Allie. I want to show them the snipes, Aunt Heather. Come on.
For what it's worth, this is not our first hunt.
She kind of gives Hugo the up and down and then nods and says, all right, I'm Heather Springer. Nice to meet all of you. I'm a writer. Theo's like, Heather works on the same articles. She does a lot of the writing for my photos.
What's the publication? I imagine it's hard to find. I'm curious.
Well, I've been featured in a lot. Parks magazine. I had a spot in National Geographic once or twice.
No. What's the publication?
Yeah.
He grins. He says, Cryptid Monthly.
Nice. Good choice.
Is this a publication the East Agency would know about it, or is it like one of those like this is secret?
No, you've definitely seen it at like the Redcaps newsstand.
Yeah.
Marissa and Tomas read it. It's definitely a thing you can get access to in Portland, Whittaker. And Raven, you recognize Cryptid Monthly as what you thought were like graphic design / illustration posts that someone was doing for fun and like posted to your blog occasionally, as like, you know, people would comment and be like, oh my gosh, look at this photo from Cryptid Monthly, and it would always be, you know, a landscape with like a little thing circled and be like, the creature, blah blah. You know? So yeah, you've seen Theo's work before.
Raven's very awkward and doesn't know what to say, but she's very excited.
Okay. Heather seems a little hesitant to just like have you guys along, but Theo and Allie convince her, and they all get into their truck and have you follow them.
Before we start to leave anywhere, Felicity is going to excuse herself and go back to the camper. And she's going to call her mom.
Okay.
So if you're going from the back where all the people are to the trailer, you'll see Damien over the dumpster of the restaurant where he's vomiting up stuff that he's stolen. Oh my God. And he goes like, okay, to like take a break. And then he sees the group of you talking with the family and introducing each other and becoming more friends. And he has to go and throw up more items that he's stolen to maintain an equilibrium.
Well, I see that.
Damn, buddy.
And then I go back to the camper to call my mom.
Sure. It takes a minute, but she does pick up. Hi, Felicity.
Hi. How's your vacation?
It's lovely. It's sunny and warm here, and I just got back from the beach, actually.
Oh, really? That's so good. So nothing bad has happened?
Well, I don't think the shrimp last night agreed with me very much, but I'm just going to stick to some fish later on today and keep shellfish off the menu for a little bit.
Okay.
How are you? How's everything?
I'm pretty good. I met a family who can also see the things that I see.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. We're going to go on a little adventure with them.
Great. All right. Just be safe, I guess.
Of course.
How are your friends?
They're good. They're doing pretty good.
That's a lie.
No, yeah, it is.
Okay.
They're we've had a bit of a hard time in the past couple of days. I got kind of mad at Aiden for a little bit, but I'm over it now. This is fine. And, you know, Raven's kind of going through her own little thing, but that's just what happens when you go on a extended road trip. So,
yeah, just take lots of breaks.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Great. That'll probably be good for everybody.
Yeah. I know I can be a lot sometimes, so.
I actually have to catch a shuttle if I'm going to make it to the thing I'm going to this afternoon.
Oh, what are you going to?
It's a dance class.
Ooh!
I got this itinerary in my hotel room, so I've been just doing a lot of the activities on it.
Have you done snorkeling yet? I've always wanted to go snorkeling.
That's on the list. I haven't done it yet, but it's on the list.
Have the best time, Mom.
Thanks. I'll see you soon, I hope.
I'll see you soon. I promise.
Okay, bye. I love you.
I love you too. Felicity's gonna stay in the camper with Ruby until the rest of them come back.
Yeah, eventually you get directions from Theo. He explains where you're going to be going, and you follow them to Badlands National Park, which, if any of you have Googled it, but for our listeners who maybe haven't, it is a pretty open country, but with like lots of hills and rocky outcroppings and like low mountainous formations in the geology of it. It's very empty. There's not a lot of people visiting this open prairie country in South Dakota at the height of like vacation season. You set up your 2 campers, I guess, in a way that makes it so that it's easy to share supplies and like cook together if you want to. Allie is very excited to have people who aren't her aunt and uncle to talk to. So she'll chat your ear off about just about anything spirits or monster related that you could ask. When they start unloading equipment, you can see that Theo is taking out tripods and various like long exposure lenses, that kind of thing. Heather looks to be unpacking like some sleeping bags and tents, binoculars and a hiking backpack and all this sort of stuff. You guys just start setting up camp with them.
Hugo, come here.
What's up, Whittaker?
Did you get a good look at the little scribbles on her glasses?
I tried my best not to.
Really? I figured something like that might be right up your alley. Not that I've seen you do tons of rune stuff, but, magical artifacts. Thought that might interest you.
It's definitely an interesting thing, and definitely something I should be concerning myself with. However... No, I'm just messing with you, Whittaker. Don't worry about it.
Is he just messing with me, or is there something there? Insight check.
Oh, no, he's absolutely just messing with you.
Oh, okay, good.
I was trying to keep track of everything else around us. From the looks of it, everyone else had everything handled. But I will probably ask to see those glasses again at some point.
I don't know if, I'm ever going to get a pair of those, as interesting as that might be. But do you think you could, if you knew the runes, you could make them? Or something similar?
I could try. I'm not the best when it comes to making things. Although, if it's anything like painting a miniature, it might not be that difficult, actually.
I was going to say, because you're not crafty.
Hugo, if you are just looking around and like watching your surroundings, you do notice that Heather keeps like a very watchful eye on your whole group all the time. And occasionally she'll like go over and like say something quietly to Theo, and he'll just kind of like smile and look over at the group again and then like say something back to her, which she like rolls her eyes at. And he'll kind of chuckle and go back to working on whatever he's working on to set up the camp.
Damien approaches the 2 of them. He's been very helpful with their own camps set up. So he approaches them. Hey, do you guys need help unpacking or getting set up or anything?
Hey, I don't think I saw you back at the restaurant. Were you taking a nap or something?
I was looking after the dog.
Oh, right. Well, nice to meet you. Theo.
Damien Edgecrest. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. You want to hold this for me while I get the rest of the tent out of the bag?
Yeah, absolutely.
Heather is standing there, and she just seems to be like checking something on her phone. How long have you all been traveling together?
Oh, I'm sort of... This trip hasn't been too long, but we've all known each other for quite some time.
That must be nice, having a lot of people to share this kind of life with.
Yeah, well, when you can't talk to just anybody about this sort of thing, you tend to trust the people you can talk this sort of thing about, Yeah, if you guys need anything, just let me know. I'm just here to be helpful and keep everyone safe.
Theo looks to you as you say that, and he takes like whatever you're holding back to like put into the ground with a stake. He says, "You get me your tall friend's number?"
Oh, yeah, that can be arranged.
All right, man. And like fist bumps you.
Cool. I'm excited. I've seen some interesting creatures out there, but I think being around someone who takes pictures of them is get a chance to see them better and up close and better angles and everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with.
Yeah, you ever seen a slide rock bolter?
I don't know what that is.
It's like a big whale fish thing. It climbs up the top of mountains and then like lets go and slides down and eats everything in its path.
Delightful.
Caught a couple like shots that won me an award up in the Rockies a couple years ago.
I would love to see.
Yeah, sure. And he'll go and like take out his iPad and like flip through some pictures so you can look at. And it's just like a portfolio of wild cryptid animal photography. And like every photo is composed in such a way that were the creature not there, it would look like, you know, a landscape image. It's composed to work both ways so that he can sell the photo to magazines that will see the thing and magazines that won't. It's just, you know.
Oh, these are excellent. All these cool creatures are giving me some wonderful ideas. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks. I don't know. I got an eye for things that look nice. He glances over at Whittaker and Hugo. We're still talking.
Yeah. I'll check the weather. I'll check the temperatures.
Cool.
I would like to roll for hunches.
Ah, yes.
I would like to know if something bad is about to happen or if something bad is about to happen.
Oh my fucking god.
Bwomp, 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 bwomp.
Go ahead and roll.
It's hard to describe the physicality of Maddie as they said that line.
And so we won't.
You can imagine it. That is a 12.
All right. Does this one give you a vision?
When something bad is happening, I know when it's going to happen. If I roll a 10 plus.
Okay.
That could be interpreted as a vision.
Felicity, you are having a really lovely time getting to know the Springers. And you've had a few days since the last, like, bad encounter. You've been getting along pretty well with everyone, even though it's still a little bit like tense amongst your group. There's just this uneasiness. While this seems a perfectly normal and safe adventure, you can't help but feel like something about your group and just being here is going to cause a problem. And you don't get a vision about it. There's just this like feeling in the back of your head like something could go wrong. And then you get pulled out of that because Allie comes over and tugs on your sleeve.
I found a spot to look for them when they arrive. You want to go wait and watch the snipes show up?
Oh yeah, I'd love to go wait. Let's go.
All right, yeah, come on.
And she'll take you a little ways past the campers, but like not too far, like within eyesight, but maybe like a couple 100 feet away where there's this outcropping that looks down over sort of a valley and then the more rolling prairie hills and grasslands. And like a ways off, you can see there's like a few bison grazing. You've seen birds, you know, flitting amongst the tall grass and wildflowers. And it's just a very peaceful day.
This is so cool. You want to sit and like look out for a little bit?
Yeah.
And she'll open her backpack and Cooper like whoop slithers out and then quickly like grabs his tail and starts rolling around like a hula hoop shape.
He is so cute.
I know, he's so funny.
I cannot believe it. So like this whole thing is really crazy getting to meet you and your uncle and your aunt.
Yeah, I'm really lucky that, you know, I get to travel with them.
Where else have you guys been?
Oh, all over. We did the Appalachians last year, and before that, I would kind of stay home with my Aunt Heather, and Uncle Theo would be out, you know, doing his thing. He'd come back for like holidays and weekends. So it's sort of the start of my adventure.
Have you ever been to Portland?
Not yet.
Do you know if your aunt or uncle has?
I think Uncle Theo's been there once or twice.
Portland is so much fun.
It seems like a really nice city.
It's such a good time.
Yeah?
There's a lot of magic stuff that happens there.
What's your favorite spot?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Okay, it's an adult thing, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I get it. But I hear there's lots of playgrounds and stuff, so I'm excited.
There is lots of playgrounds. There's a lot of stuff to do in Portland. They haven't been there recently, have they?
I don't know.
When did you start traveling with them?
Like last summer?
Oh, so it's been a little while? Okay. Hey, what's your favorite color?
She points at her backpack, which is like shades of orange and pink.
Very cool. I love that so much.
Thanks. What's your favorite color?
I'd have to say either maybe orange or purple. Those are my favorite colors. So what does your aunt do?
She's a writer. She writes stuff about the pictures that Uncle Theo takes.
And where does she do that?
Well, wherever. She just brings her laptop with her.
Oh, okay.
She also writes for like a travel thing, I think. So she does a lot of hiking when we stop these places.
That's really cool. Have you ever been on a hike with her?
Yeah.
What did you go see?
Well, she took me to this like waterfall.
That is awesome. That is so cool. Where have you guys been traveling lately?
We went to Chicago on our way out here.
Chicago. So where are you guys from?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, I've never been there. Is it like really cool?
It's nice. I like it.
Well, this has been fun. When are the birds gonna be here? Or whatever we're looking for.
They could show up anytime, really.
Anytime?
Yeah, we're supposed to be within the window. And then they'll be here for like a day or two, and then they'll leave again. That's why we had to get here so quick.
I see. Okay, well, we should head back right now before anyone worries about where we are.
If you want to.
Do you want to?
As you get up to go back, Cooper, who's been rolling around, unfurls and kind of flops on the ground and then sticks his head back up again and like looks around. Whoop! 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 And like slithers over to Allie. Felicity, you start to feel like this vibration in the ground. And Cooper spirals his way up Allie's leg and like crawls through her shirt and like pokes his head out of like the neck hole of her shirt, like whoop whoop.
Really, Cooper?
And she takes out like a little pair of like bird watching binoculars.
Oh my gosh!
Look! And hands you the little binoculars. And on the horizon of this plains area of grasses, you just start to see color. And not a single color, a shimmering rainbow of color. And it's moving like a rippling band across the horizon. All of you start to feel the vibration in the ground. You can feel it through your feet. Felicity, as you watch, this band on the horizon becomes a wave moving over the flow and curves of the hills and the prairie. It's like someone spilled a box of fruity pebbles on a very bumpy surface. It just spills over, and all these colors, little dots of color, start coming across it. And they're still a ways off, but through the binoculars, you can start to see these creatures that are running towards you. They are, well, I'll put it in chat and then do my best to describe it. They are bird-like.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They don't have beaks, though. They have sort of like reptilian...
Oh god, they're dinosaurs!
Raptor-shaped mouths, but then with like feathers almost immediately past like where a bird beak would be. And hooked claws on little hands at the end of arms that have feathery short wings. Don't look like they can fly, but they are running super, super fast on these long legs and have long tails with bright plumage all over them. And they're all different sorts of colors. Some of them are multicolored, some of them are singular. They all have very bright, colorful displays in their plumage. It's a stampede of these things. They are just running and not kicking up the grass at all. Anyone not wearing glasses, so that would be Whittaker, Hugo. Yeah, just the two of you for now. You can hear this rumbling and you look out and it looks like there's like a wind is blowing the grasses of the prairie a little more violently. But the rest of you all can see a whole flock of snipe rushing into this valley area. And as they approach the valley, they start to peel off together in small groups and start climbing the rocks and hopping between them. And now that they're closer, you see that occasionally they will just be in one place and then almost instantly be in another place, as if they move with like a super speed ability. And they just start to coat this area of Badlands National Park.
Are we up on a ledge, or are they coming right towards us?
They seem to be congregating in this valley that's a little ways below where you guys have set up camp on a slightly higher elevation.
All right. I'm gonna have Allie run back and tell everybody that they're here,
Yeah, she's eager to do that.
and I'm gonna just sit here and be like,
It's very cool. It's like seeing like a bunch of birds of paradise or like parrots in the jungle like fly around, or like a monarch migration. It's just this congregation of spirits. And as they like run around and like making bird noises and calls and things at each other. The rest of you see Allie running back, waving her binoculars in the air, or their little backpack on, and
They're here! The snipes are here! Uncle Theo and Heather!
if you all want to go observe the snipes, you can.
Yeah, I'd love to observe the snipes. That'd be real fun.
What?
You're so salty you can't see them. Raven's definitely gonna run to meet up with where Felicity is. She wants to go see.
Okay.
Whittaker, I can help you see him. Just hold still.
Nope, nope, absolutely not. You know what?
Hold still.
No.
You'll see him.
Theo actually steps between you and Whittaker, Damien, and he says, "Here, I got you." And he hands you his camera, Whittaker.
Oh, I will break this. I do not want to break a very complicated piece of machinery you got here.
He takes your hand and like puts the camera in it. He's like, "I have insurance. Take a look."
Okay. All right. Hold on. This is Emery. All right. Yeah. Whittaker does a little double take and blinks a bit and then looks through the camera.
And you can see it, Whittaker. It's beautiful in a way that the supernatural has 99.9% of the time not been for you in your experience of it.
Holy shit.
And the snipes just, again, rush around. They do the little like super speed jumpy thing. One will like go up to a pile of rocks, pick up a rock, and then like run very quickly down the hill. And you can see they're starting to make little nests of like stacked rocks.
Are they hostile? Are they territorial? How close can you get before you gotta get back?
Oh, well, there's so many of them. We tend to stick up here and just, I've always shot from a distance. They haven't ever come and bothered us at the camp.
Sure.
Honestly, I don't know that they would even know what to do around people.
Where are they migrating from?
Best I can tell, somewhere in like Central or South America. That's just a guess though, like based on the plumage, you know?
Yeah, sure. They're lovely. Sorry, I just never really gotten a good look before.
Damien had that interaction interrupted, and he can read the room.
Right, yeah, so you're right there.
So he's just like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. I'm gonna head out.
Damien, as you're like leaving, you see that when Whittaker says like, I've never seen anything like this before, that Theo is like, he's just like taking note of like the scars that Whittaker has and knowing like people who know the supernatural and that kind of thing. And he just says, I'm sorry, it's been an unpleasant time for you in this world so far.
Oh, I didn't say that. It is what it is. I just, thank you. Thank you for letting me borrow this. Appreciate that.
Yeah, sure. Let's make some good memories for you, huh? And he like shoulders a tripod and walks to a position where he thinks he can get some good photography done. Hugo, what are you doing now that Whittaker's involved?
So he was watching everything that was going on there. Then probably at the jubilation of the snipes being here, he's probably going to go outside and he's just going to sit and just take in the area.
Heather comes over. Hey, I need some help getting something out of the back. And looks like my brother's already setting up his photography stuff. So could you help me out?
Wait, brother?
wait a minute, brother?
Oh, I fucking knew it. I was about to send it in the chat.
It's an aunt and uncle.
She said they were her aunt and uncle. They didn't say they were married.
That's why they're trying to get with everybody in our group. It makes so much more sense now. Not everyone could be swingers.
God, I thought you were implying like some Crimson Peak shit was happening over here.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay.
Can I read a bad situation though? Because that's a thing.
Yes?
Ha, nope, never mind. That's a 6. That's not gonna tell anything.
Heather's pretty cute.
That's legit. That is absolutely legit.
Yeah, she just needs help like setting up the generator that they've got.
And Hugo is absolutely on board with helping at this point. Like, sure.
Yeah, she just small talks you for a little bit. So what do you do for work when you're not road tripping?
I'm an anthropologist.
Oh, really? But then what does that mean, right? Because like I have a degree too that I hardly ever use.
Yeah, I mostly work in a museum, honestly, or a library. It's kind of weird. It's both.
So you're like a researcher then?
Yeah, more of a technically a cultural anthropologist, but degrees.
Gotcha. Cool. I have an English degree and I write for travel blogs. It's but we get to see some pretty cool stuff. So
how'd you get into all of this?
She points at your glasses, Hugo, because she's not wearing a pair right now.
That's one way, I guess.
Oh no, she's asking you if that's what you mean.
By all this, he's meaning like the entire concept of things.
She makes kind of a similar expression to Allie when Whittaker asked about her parents. And she says, Allie's folks, there was an accident. So we had to take her in and kind of learn about some stuff that normal people shouldn't. But then, we made a way for ourselves in that world. It's tough. Not a lot of people who get it for obvious reasons, and even less people who you can talk to about it.
You're right about that.
Theo is always saying, we're going to find what we're supposed to be doing out here. So until we do, just got to look after that kid and keep gas in the tank, It could have gone real bad, but she's bounced back. And now that she's obsessed with this stuff, it's like, better cultivate it because can't put it back in the can, Wildlife photographer is not a bad career path, I guess.
Lets you travel, lets you see things you never really see often, gives you a lot of stories.
Meet interesting people. She pulls the ripcord on the motor for the generator to get it going. All right, well, that'll keep the fridge running for a little while. I'm gonna get ready to go. I usually do a hike first day that we're here so I can make it back and then get work done while Theo's still waiting for the perfect shot. He's real particular about it. So I'm going to get ready for that.
Let me know before you guys go out. I'll see if anyone else wants to come along.
Do you want to come on the hike with me?
Sure. Why not? May as well get the lay of the land, get an understanding. Why is this place called Badlands National Park, of all things?
Well, it's bad for growing stuff and traveling across, so.
And with that, Hugo just literally walks away.
Raven, you run up to join Felicity?
Yeah, Raven's really excited. She's going to run right up to where Felicity is. And if Felicity's still sitting on that little ledge, she'll sit down next to her.
I'll say Allie saw you going, Raven, and was like, I'll be right back, and went into her camper to go get something. So she's on her way to you, but she's not there yet.
Do you see this?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hey, wait. Who else is around?
It's just the two of you right now.
Yeah, we're far away from everyone else.
Awesome. So how is it?
How is what?
Just everything, I guess.
It's a little better now. Have you? Raven's gonna lean in a little closer. Have you gotten some kind of weird vibes from these people?
From the aunt, right?
Yeah, but also the uncle a little bit, but
mostly the aunt.
Okay, I just didn't know if I was being paranoid, but we did kind of just jump right into this with these total strangers based on an adorable small child with her cute animal, which just seems like a setup for something really bad.
No, yeah.
I'm glad that the snipes are real and not some weird ploy to lure us out into the Badlands and murder us or anything. I don't know. It was a long drive over here and I had a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm just being really paranoid, but also we should just keep an eye out and not go anywhere alone with any of them.
I do think you should be really paranoid. I have a really bad feeling about this.
And you're usually right.
Yeah.
About those feelings. Can you I don't know, I know you have visions and stuff. Can you try to figure out what's going on, or does it just come to you randomly?
I kind of did already.
Oh, and that's the bad feelings?
All I got was a really bad feeling about something that could happen.
Just generally, no one specific?
Nope.
Okay. Well.
Raven, roll a sharp check.
Okay. It's a 9 total.
As Felicity is saying, I've got a really bad feeling, a shadow passes over where you guys are sitting, and then it's gone. And you look around, you don't see anything.
Did you just see that?
No? What was it?
It was just like a shadow, like something was above us, just really quickly, but I don't see anything. Maybe we should go find the others and just check in. Not in a suspicious way, but I don't want to split up. I don't want to leave you here by yourself.
Allie runs up and she's got like a little bracelet of like yellow, not zip ties, but like animal tag things. And she's like,
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready for what?
We gotta tag one.
How?
I'm going for my catch and release cryptid badge.
Does your aunt and uncle know about this? I feel like this isn't something we should just...
Yeah, my aunt makes me the patches.
But does she know about the catch and release one?
Yeah.
And she knows you want to do this specifically with these creatures down there, and she's going to point to like the hundreds of them down there.
And she's like, well, I mean, I thought, because you're like adventurers, right? You do this all the time. You have a jackalope. How'd you catch that?
It just kind of came to her.
Yeah, Wendy kind of just found me.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like it doesn't seem like a great idea to go down there.
I think we're very underqualified for this. At the very least, we need more backup and more supplies. I'm not catching one of those with my bare hands.
If we tag a snipe, we'll know where they go. And then we'll know when they're coming back, and we'll never miss this.
Yeah, but it seems like you didn't miss it this time.
Right, well, that was kind of a guess. That was my Uncle Theo, like, knowing his stuff.
But if something is guaranteed, is it a special?
What does that mean?
That means if you know something is gonna happen, if you go there and you're like, I'm planning on seeing this thing, is it as special as if you just happened upon it?
Well, we went to Iceland one time on purpose, and that was fun. That was cool.
Well, yes, but this one time, I went to go see the Northern Lights. We drove all the way up into Canada. We thought they were gonna come that night. It said on every forecast, the Northern Lights would be visible from this point. And you wanna know something? They weren't there. But the next time, we didn't think that we were going to go see them. And then when we actually did, it was so much better. They were twice as special.
So, I'm a little confused, sorry. But I want to catch a snipe. That's like a thing.
I know.
Nobody ever catches a snipe. And now that I have your help, we can go get it.
But you shouldn't, is what I'm saying.
Why not?
Because that's what makes them special.
Well, maybe.
How big are they? Like, can we tell if, from where we are, if we were like standing in front of one, how big it would be?
Like 3 feet tall.
Okay.
They're not huge. They're like little bigger than chickens, but like smaller than an ostrich.
They're not huge, but it's, when you think about something that's 3 feet tall and like very long as a bird shape,
yeah,
that's a lot to like wrangle to put a bracelet on.
Yes.
If they were chicken size, I think I'd be more okay with it, but they sound really scary to be near. It's like when you're near like swans or something and you know that at any second they can just start attacking you and they're just big enough to be really scary.
That's actually a good analogy. They're like raptors the size of swans.
Yeah. So like ravens, good up here, thank you.
Just tag a baby. Come on, people.
Do you want to go, Whittaker, who can't see any of them?
No, that's Emery talking.
You
I
do
know.
see they are building nests, and like some of the snipes now seem to be like wandering around the nests, and others are like going off and like picking various grasses and flowers and bringing them back and like weaving them into these little like rock cairns and stuff. And I will say this, Raven, as like the responsible adults in this group, the snipes look like they are maybe putting on a mating display. Quite a few of them. So
Yikes.
You're maybe right that you don't want to go down there with Allie just now.
Maybe we can wait until tomorrow. And if they're still here when we wake up tomorrow morning, we know it was meant to be and we were supposed to tag them.
Okay. I'm going to stay and watch them, though.
Okay. We're going to head back and go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
But we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Can Wendy stay with me?
Yeah, Wendy can stay.
So Allie just like lays on her stomach and pulls out like a coloring book, basically, but it's like got some blank pages in it, and she's just like starts drawing a snipe.
Yeah, Raven will put Wendy down and tell them very gently to stay and hang out with Allie.
They nod and sit next to her, kind of watching the area.
Cute.
Hello, adventurers. Thanks for joining us again. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Have Allie and Cooper stolen your heart yet? Maybe you're excited to learn more about those speedy tropical raptors, the snipes. For this episode break, I'm excited to be able to shout out my friend Mike Pinto. I met Mike when I was in college, and we were both training to learn capoeira, the martial art that originates from Brazil. I bet you didn't think you'd be learning this much Natalie lore in these mid-show breaks, did you? Mike is a superhumanly dedicated athlete and student of capoeira, and his podcast explores the history and culture, music, community, and legends of this unique martial art. Singing for Survival, the Capoeira History podcast, is available on all major podcatchers. So, if you've ever been curious about that martial art you hear actors and stunt people say they've taken classes in to do some sort of acrobatic trick sequence in a movie, Mike's podcast is a solid way to start learning about it. As always, you can support our show by leaving a review, telling people you know about us, sharing and liking our social media, and joining the Patreon. Links are in the episode description. See you next time, adventurers. Okay, you head back to the camping area. Aiden is like setting up a little firewood pile with some stones around it. And yeah, get a cozy little campsite set up.
Is it just Aiden back there?
I mean, people are sort of milling about. Damien, I'm not sure what he's up to, but Hugo seems to be chatting with Heather and like helping her pack some hiking bags. Theo has his tripod set up and is doing some like lighting tests.
I'm going to have Damien flying above, just keeping an eye out on everything.
Cool. Damien, roll a sharp check for me.
7.
Okay. You're flying along. It's a sunny summer day in South Dakota, and a shadow passes above you.
I'm interested in the shadow, but I probably don't see it, so I go back to focusing on the people and the friends.
I mean, you definitely saw and noticed the shadow, but when you like look to see like what the fuck was that, there's nothing around.
Do we know it's Damien?
Flying around as a bird?
Yeah. I guess it's kind of a question for Anders. Is it like a green bird? Would we be able to like clock like, oh, we've seen Damien as that kind of bird before? Or do we just see that Damien's not here?
He does try to be good about hiding when he transforms. And he didn't really tell anyone. He just noticed like, oh, Whittaker's heading off, and oh, Hugo's heading off, and oh, everyone's splitting up. I got to keep an eye on everyone. Someone's going to get into trouble.
Okay, I'm just wondering because if they don't immediately know that that's Damien, I wonder if I think Raven would be like, oh, that must have been the thing that flew over us, like, and kind of be less worried about it. Like, oh, it must have been that bird. Okay, that's why I wanted to know. Or if she knows it's Damien, then at least she knows where he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's not good at portraying a bird's flight pattern. So after a while, you're like, I've never seen a bird do a figure 8 3 times in a row.
Okay, so she could eventually figure out that it's you. Okay, cool.
So, I'm going to go into our camper. I'm going to stand in there for about 30 seconds. And then I'm going to come out of our camper. And I'm going to go up to Heather. And I'll say, hey, so we're out of toilet paper. Can I use your bathroom? Is that weird? Is that okay? Can I just use it real quick?
Yeah. We've got an extra roll too if you want to take one back for your camper.
Okay, that'd be great. Give me just 2 seconds.
Sure.
And Felicity's gonna go inside of their camper. I'm gonna turn back to Raven. Hey, you know how big of a crush Damien has on me? So Can you just like stand out here? I just don't want him to come in here when it's just me in here alone.
Yeah, sure. And Raven will go stand near the door of their camper.
Just don't let anyone in. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to look around their camper.
Go ahead and investigate a mystery.
Raven's going to try to look casual.
Fuck, I rolled double sixes. Plus, what's investigative mystery? 14!
Okay. Ask the questions.
What is being concealed here?
You walk into their trailer, and at first it seems very normal. Definitely a less expensive trailer than Whittaker's. It's meant for like economy, family type camping. There are what looks like drawings that Allie has done hung up everywhere. Not little kid scribbles, but like younger artist drawings of her standing next to different creatures, her standing like with her uncle or her aunt next to these things. There are stickers all over the place in her little bed area. There's a space that has a lot of like papers and journals that Theo has kept, and a laptop that's plugged in, which is like locked, but you assume that's where Heather does her writing. It depends how long you poke around. Like, I think maybe you see a rifle that's like strapped up and in a case in one part of the trailer. You see some cans of bear spray. You see some flares. There's like emergency rations. There's not like a secret demon map or like, ancient occult weaponry. Like it's not. It's just their camper. You do see there are some camera lenses out. And if you pick one up and inspect it, you see more of those runes carved on the outer rim of the lens.
Okay. I'm going to use just like my last two questions to ask something that's not on the list.
Isn't your thing an advanced move anyway?
Yeah.
So I think you get to do that.
Okay. Do I see anything in this camper that tells me they're working for the Eastie Agency?
No.
Okay.
I'll give you one more thing that you see. You see some pictures on like the mini fridge that are magneted there. And you see Allie looking younger, like 7 or 8, with a different pair of adults and Theo and Heather and a couple other people, and they're like at a picnic together. And it looks like these other 2 adults are like hugging Allie.
Okay.
Heather and Theo share a family resemblance to the mom.
All right. Can I find their extra toilet paper?
Yes, they have plenty. They came prepared.
Okay. So I will grab the toilet paper. I'll come out of the camper and be like, sorry, I couldn't find it for some reason. I'm blind, I guess. But thank you. And I'll go into our camper.
Heather just is like, yeah, sure. Like she doesn't pay much attention.
That's it for me.
Okay. Whittaker, what are you up to?
Whittaker he's also just doing the standard prepping for camping stuff. Like, grabbing some wood for fire. Just the basic camping stuff that just happens to be done in proximity to Theo. Like, he doesn't want to interrupt him because clearly this man's like in the zone, but he's just happening to be adjacent to him.
Every once in a while, he'll have his camera on you and he'll like take a picture and be like, do that one more time. And he'll take another one. Okay, got it. Thanks. I'm setting the light up. Like,
all right. I was gonna say I'm not exactly the most supernatural thing around here.
You don't have to be supernatural to be a good subject.
Fuck. All right, that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and he goes back to working with his equipment. Eventually, he picks up some stuff and has it's like a portable blind, like a duck blind kind of thing. And he goes and sets it up on the ridge up where Allie is sitting and drawing. And you can see she's like talking with him a little bit. If anyone who's like watching, or if you go with them, Whittaker, or...
Yeah, he'll sort of hang around. He's curious about what this guy's up to.
So Theo sets up basically a thing so that he can get a little closer to where the snipes are at. And Allie like shows him her drawing. Uncle Theo, look! And he's like, oh, that's real good. Yeah, you're getting, oh, look there. You did like a study of their feet? They're so weird. And yeah, you can tell she's like practicing, as like a little kid trying to be like a field journalist, cryptozoologist. And he says, I'm going to go take some pictures. Do you want to come? And she holds up her like chip ID, things. I wanted to try and tag one so we could come back here next time. And he says, I know we do that sometimes. I don't know if we can catch a snipe. They're real quick. But don't you want to try? He's like, I gotta work, kiddo. We're here so I can do this job. Ask some of our new friends. Maybe they'll help you try and, catch one or something. I did. They didn't think it was a good idea. And he's like, let's just watch, right? We'll observe. We'll leave just footprints for now. And take pictures, right? That's all we do. All right. And kind of like shuffles her feet in the dirt. And he says, why don't you go back, help your aunt get dinner ready? Okay. And she'll head back.
She's real curious about this stuff, isn't she?
Well, it's kind of become her whole life. Mine too, I suppose.
Yeah. I guess it's hard not to, once you know.
Yeah, for sure. It's addicting.
Yeah. Do you think it's safe to bring, like, a kid so close to this sort of thing?
Well,
I'm not trying to question your guardian skills, of course.
No, I get what you're saying. Most of the time, she stays with Heather, and I do the dangerous. I mean, it's a job, right? If I'm not doing this, who's feeding them?
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you've got a bit of a system set up for her.
What about you? Never really talked about how your group got involved.
I mean, I guess we all got involved in our own ways. Some of us were kind of born to the world, and some of us were just kind of stumbled in. Not that it, Anyway, so how did you... Oh god, jeez, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you do drop, like, whatever you were carrying, Whittaker. As you're, like, stumbling over, like, his question.
Whittaker drops everything, dodges the question, and when he gets back up, he points at the camera. So how'd you dream that bit up? How'd you come up with that? Because that's that's an incredible piece of machinery you got there.
Yeah. Tell you what, we'll both keep some secrets for now. Get to know each other a little better over the next couple days. I'll show you how I do it.
All right. I can work with that.
So can I. And he takes a few photos. Unless there's anything else, we will say the evening comes and you guys have dinner around the campfire. Whoever wants to cook can cook.
Can we say that just before dinner, at some point, Raven would have pulled Aiden into the camper quick and just kind of gave her the same rundown that Felicity had of just like, hey, keep an eye out. This is kind of weird. We probably should have thought this through a little more, but like, it's probably fine. And Raven is not going to tell Aiden about Felicity's like bad feeling. She's just going to say like, hey, let's just be cautious. And if you talk to Whittaker, Hugo, we haven't gotten a chance to just kind of relay the same message.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Maybe I'm just being optimistic. I was just hoping this could be a nice break for all of us.
Yeah, no, it totally could be. But we also, I kind of thought about it. This is a little weird. We're total strangers and we're just out in the woods together after knowing each other for 5 minutes. So just, we don't know anything about these animals. We should just be cautious. We're in the wilderness, just general us being smart kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think serial killers keep their kid around. Like,
I know, Felicity and I were talking earlier, and I said, this seems like such a textbook thing where we got lured out into the wilderness by this adorable child and her cute pet. But, that doesn't... It's probably fine. They seem really great, and they know they can see spirits and stuff, and that's really cool. And, maybe we can help each other learn stuff. I just think we should be cautious in general about anything, not just them.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to approach this sort of thing.
Also, have you seen the way that Theo's been looking at Whittaker?
Well, I was going to say it might just be lonely. This kind of life, how often do you find someone you can actually share this sort of experience with?
That's true. Raven's going to peek out the window and see if Whittaker and Theo are still talking.
They are. I'm making it.
This happened during their conversation.
Mhm.
Raven's just gonna stare at him for a second. I mean, it's kind of cute.
I set up tents if we want to not be in the trailer for the next couple days.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Just to like give him some space, you know, like it's his trailer if he wants.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll talk to him later and like check in and see what's going on.
Sure.
Gotta be like good house guests, trailer guests,
Roommates.
roommates. All right, cool. And then Raven's gonna just continue if they're making dinner, just kind of go back to that,
Yeah.
whatever they were doing.
Sure. Yeah, you guys work on making some kind of stew or something. Anything else that night?
I mean, Damien shifts from bird to bat when it gets dark enough.
Nice.
Okay.
I like the idea of if anyone happened to be watching, there's just a bird flying like, and it's a bat.
Yeah.
Just flying like, oh, weird.
Yeah. The night goes by. Allie like asks you all to like tell her stories about like your supernatural adventures, that kind of thing around the fire.
Oh, someone's got to tell her about the Bogalogs. That's a good kid-friendly adventure.
Sure.
Hugo, tell her about the Bogalogs.
So mean. Oh, awful.
Whittaker, I don't think that's exactly the kind of thing you should be telling a kid about. That's a war story.
Oh
It
my
is.
God. Oh, man.
But it has a happy ending.
Is that Hugo saying it?
That's Hugo saying that, yeah.
Now, Hugo, tell me about this war story.
How old are you again? He's saying that to Allie.
Oh, I thought you were aiming it at
I
Whittaker,
know.
like, shut up.
Oh,
How old are you anyway?
no.
I thought so, too. I was about to,
Yeah.
like, damn, Hugo.
Let's just start shooting secrets across the campfire in front of these strangers.
She goes, I'm 13. I've seen PG-13 movies.
Yeah, we may want to save this one for when you're older.
We could tone it down. It's not that bad.
The rated R Bogalogs.
So, in that case,
You
Raven,
could tell her a little bit about the Bogalogs.
Raven, tone it down for me.
I think Felicity should tell the story.
You're right. Felicity, you should tell the story.
I should tell the story.
Felicity's a good storyteller, and she knows the happy ending the best. I think Felicity should tell it, and we can chime in if she forgets anything.
All right. So,
Anyway, you tell her the story about the Bogalogs.
We all chime in adorably to bring up our favorite parts.
Yeah.
Replay episode, whatever.
Hugo keeps adding in details that don't quite seem right.
Heather will share a story about last fall when they were in Arizona and interacted with a cactus cat. And Theo wraps up the story time before bed. And he doesn't tell a story that they've experienced. He just fully pulls out a legend about the stars and what a certain constellation means and that kind of thing. And Allie falls asleep halfway through it. But he finishes it, shifting and directing the story to the rest of you. And he says, so that's one of the nice things being out here. You get to really understand your place in all of it, even when it doesn't make sense all the time. And he'll go and pick Allie up, and she's kind of like sleepy, and goes and puts her to bed in the trailer. And that's the evening.
Before they go to bed, Whittaker's just gonna walk by and I'm going out for a little stargazing walk if you want to come with me. To Theo.
He says, yeah, sure. And he'll go with you.
I don't have a scene planned. I just want them to be.
I think the scene is you and Theo taking a walk up the ridge again to look down at the snipes, which have now, you can see there are pairs of them sitting and huddled together in the dark on top of these rock nests they've built throughout the course of the day.
After seeing Whittaker and Theo take off on their walk, Raven's gonna go in the camper and grab her stuff and prepare to sleep in the tent.
Oh my god.
And just kind of give a look to Aiden let's sleep in the tent tonight. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
Hey, Raven, you have so much faith in Whittaker's skills, right? We met about 8 hours ago.
It's just in case you want some space to think by yourself without all of us in your house.
Oh my god.
Whittaker goes off for his evening of stargazing. Raven like lays her sleeping bag out, eventually goes to sleep. And Aiden is... Where do you sleep, Felicity? Just so I know.
In the tent.
Also? Okay, yeah.
Yes, I'm not gonna be in that camper.
So the two of you pass out eventually, and Aiden is sitting there, and she's just kind of looking at the two of you, and every once in a while she'll glance at her palm. It has the flame symbol on it. Ball that fist up and sit with her head kind of between, or like resting on her clasped hands on her knees, looking pensive. And the next morning comes, and there is a great cacophony of...
Oh, they fucking...
The snipes wake you all with the cries of 1,000 birds rising to meet the day. And yeah, Allie like shoots up out of bed. She's like, they're still here! I'm gonna catch a snipe!
Oh, shit!
Rushes out of the trailer, comes into your tent, or rather like stands outside your tent and is like, Miss Felicity! Miss Felicity!
Yes?
The snipes are here!
Uh-huh.
They're still here! It's meant to be, like you said!
Oh, yeah.
You did say that.
Aiden will like unzip the tent. What did they say?
Let's just do it. Let's go for it. Let's get dressed and go.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let me get dressed first, real quick.
Maybe get a little bit of food in us, and then we'll go.
Yep. It is not quite the crack of dawn. We'll say it's more like 8-ish. And for fun, roll the clock back a little bit. At the crack of dawn, Hugo, where were you spending the night?
Oh, Hugo's in the other tent.
Mm-hmm.
Whittaker, where did you spend the night?
In the fucking trailer, and he was so confused why there was no one in there. He's like, I mean, I know he set up the tents, but I really thought people would want the air conditioning. I mean, that's fine, but where is everyone?
Yeah. At like 6 a.m, just as light is creeping up over the ridge, Hugo, there's like outside your tent.
Yeah, what's up? Hello? Hello?
I'm gonna go on my hike soon if you were still interested in coming.
Oh, it's early. Hold on, let me just put on some stuff. Gonna get suited up and pop out the tent. Good to go.
Okay.
Hugo, do you tell anyone where you're going?
So he ends up taking a moment to knock on the trailer.
There's no one inside.
Even that early in the morning, Whittaker's already on the move.
Damn, 6 a.m., 3-mile run. The grind never stops.
Perfect. Whittaker, you are out on your run, which Hugo, I guess, can see because you're just running.
Yeah, it's flat out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big flat field. You know, it's a little hilly, but like you don't lose track of people here.
He's not going down into the canyon where the snipes are. He's not running down there. He's not taking that chance. He's running where people can see him.
I was going to say, you're running, but as you're running, you suddenly hear like a... and there is a snipe like running along beside you. And it just like looks at you like out of the side of its head with the one eye.
Natalie, does he see it?
Oh, that's true. You don't notice this, Whittaker, but you are running with a flock of snipes.
Majestic. Absolutely majestic.
Just hanging around you, running next to you, like curiously looking at you and like sniffing at you, but they're just running along.
The further he goes, the bigger the herd of snipes behind him gets.
Yes.
And he will never know.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, Hugo, you see Whittaker. At first, you're like, he's being chased. And then you realize he's just doing his run and he doesn't realize.
I hope Theo sees it and snaps a photo. The snipes come up like next to him and then go back behind him.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's perfect. Whittaker's already taken his run, Hugo.
Then he goes to see if he can see where Damien is.
Damien, what'd you do in the night?
Once everyone tucked in for bed, he'd do a chalk circle to try to protect people from demons and then go back to doing loops and flying around.
Okay. Damien's flying.
And then the last person who's probably awake, he goes and checks with Aiden.
She hears you moving around and will like poke her head out of the tent without waking Raven and Felicity. What's up?
Going on a hike with Heather. Want to come with?
And she glances past her shoulder. No, you go ahead. I'm gonna stick around.
Okay. We'll be back. I don't know when, because I don't know how far of a hike this actually is. If I go missing, you know where I went.
You deserve some time off, Hugo.
All I've ever had is time off, Aiden.
Raises an eyebrow. She's like, I don't think that's true. Have a nice time.
I'll see you later.
And Hugo and Heather head off. 8 o'clock rolls around. Whittaker, you get back from your run. Allie wakes up, goes to talk to Raven and Felicity, and is like, we can tag the snipes! And you guys are like getting out of the tent. And those of you who can see them, a snipe just kind of like pads up behind Allie. And she's like, wow!
Get him!
Don't scare it. Try and go slowly.
What? Oh my gosh! It looks around and there are snipes all over the campsite.
Okay, I can do it. I can tag one if you want me to.
She's like, no. I want my badge. Hang on.
Okay.
Don't let it leave. And she'll like go back into her camper and like go grab the stuff.
Raven, what do snipes eat?
I have no idea, but honestly, they're everywhere. I feel like we could do this.
Yeah, you see them like sniffing at the grill, where I guess Whittaker is cooking breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use magic.
Go ahead.
Raven's putting her shoes on. She's still in her pajamas.
I got a 13.
So no glitch. What's your magic gonna do?
I would like to communicate with something that I do not share a language with. And I would like to communicate with the snipes.
What do you ask them? Or do you like pick one in particular that you like talk to?
Yeah. The one that was right near Allie.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi. Strange. You are strange.
You are strange. Hey, what do you like to eat?
It like barks something, and it doesn't translate in
Okay.
your mind. In the whole time you've seen them like around here, you haven't seen them eating stuff.
Okay. So, I got a friend here, and she's gonna give you a little friendship bracelet.
Friend.
Friend!
Friend.
Yes!
Friend.
You and me, friend.
And like all the snipes like look over at this one, and it just says friend, and they're like, and they all come over and stand all like kind of, a bunch of heads just bobbing and like looking at you in front of the tent.
Really cool. Okay.
Raven's gonna try to pet one of them when Felicity's not looking. Just like reach a hand out and try to just like pet its head a little bit.
Yeah, it like leans into it. And its like feather crest kind of like flares a little, and the one on its tail spreads a little bit too. Shows like a bunch of like sheening, shimmering color.
Friend.
I'm gonna turn to Raven. This is so cool.
I don't know what they're saying to you, but I think it's working.
The one that you are petting, Raven, is just like cooing and like making little chirping.
She's like reaching out
noises.
and petting another one, and then like turning and petting another one, and just like standing there surrounded by them, trying to give them all a little bit of love.
Allie comes out of the camper, like holding the little like geotag thing. Slowly comes creeping up next to beside you.
It's okay. I'm talking to them.
Yeah, you're making a bunch of weird noises.
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna say to the one that I'm speaking to, okay, so my friend is gonna come up to you, and she's gonna make us best friends.
Friend.
Allie, go ahead.
They're kind of all curiously like looking at Allie now.
Go ahead. Go, put it on.
She'll like walk up, kind of reach out to pet one first, and it, nuzzles into her hand, and then she'll like take the little thingy out as they're all like sniffing around her and kind of doing that thing of like bumping and nudging her. She's like,
Okay. Hang on.
and puts like a little thing around one of their necks, and then another one around one of their wrists, another one around one of their feet, and like tags a bunch of them, and they like sniff at the bracelets and tags on them, and they say,
Friend. Shiny friend.
Yes, shiny friend. And you keep them forever.
Keep, friend.
Then one of the snipes just like picks Allie up by her backpack And they all just go, keep, nest, friend, keep. And they all take off.
No, the bracelets. I meant the bracelets.
They all take off from the campsite.
What did you tell them? What?
I told them to keep the bracelets.
You just hear Allie.
I told them to keep the bracelets. I told them, let's go. We gotta
Raven's
go.
already running.
Yep. Great. Yeah, Whittaker, you see Allie suddenly floating and just quickly, like, vanishing over the ridge.
Theo,
He's, like, brushing his teeth and is just like, what? Allie! And he just takes off running. He's barefoot. He's just running after her.
oh, god damn it. Alright, yeah, Whittaker follows. He's already warmed up. He's ready to run.
Yeah.
So it's a herd of snipes, one of them holding Allie, just running across the Badlands.
Yeah, everyone's trying to keep up. I mean, the distance between you guys is quickly a bit because the snipes have super speed and they just rush off with Allie.
Can I have Damien, because he's been keeping an eye on everyone, especially little kidnappable little children. Can he dive bomb to try to stop the snipe from running away with Allie?
Sure. Damien, could you read a bad situation?
Yeah. We can try to read a bad situation, but I think that... Nope, that's a 6.
Damien, you are flying, observing everything. You have been all morning. You see Allie being pulled away by the snipes. And you're like, oh, I gotta go stop that. And as you are flying, suddenly your vision goes white. You feel something has struck you from behind, and then you can't move your body. And as a bird that is rapidly losing its like bird shape and just becoming like a falling droplet of green goo, you just away from the group down into the valley somewhere. Splat. And when you try to like reform yourself from just a splattered bunch of green, you can't move. The rest of you, you are chasing after Allie.
I have a solution to this.
Sure.
So I'm gonna use magic.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 7.
Okay.
So I am going to trap a specific person, minion, or monster, and I'll trap Allie.
Okay.
I just kind of want to freeze her and have it be so strong or sudden that the snipe loses grip of her and they all just keep running.
You reach out and just try to grab Allie with your magic. It has a glitch, though, because you got a 7. What is the glitch?
The glitch is problematic side effect or draws immediate unwelcome attention.
Oh, ain't that just the way?
Yeah, okay. You reach out to grab Allie with your magic, and she does get, like, wrested from the snipe's mouth, who then, like, stops, turns around, grabs at her backpack again, tries to pull. Can't. And you're too far away to hear, but, like, it's saying, like, friend, keep, nest! And, Allie is like, I'm sorry, I don't think this is the right way to make friends with a cryptid badge. Listen, I'm happy to come with you as long as I can walk. And all the snipes are kind of just like surrounding her, like now like curious about the magic. It holds her in place long enough that you can catch up to her. And all the snipes have like cawing and, you know, they turn to you and they're like,
Hey guys.
Friend, keep shiny. Keep friend.
No. The bracelets. You keep. But I need this person back.
Friend, stay. Not nest. Not nest.
Not nest. Visit.
At this point, Raven has gone up to Allie and is trying to, like, I don't know how high off the ground she is, but trying to, like, hold her around the knees so if the magic drops her, she won't just, like, hit the ground.
She's not very high because it was kind of dragging her, right? Because these are only 3 feet tall.
Okay, that's right.
So
she's just checking on her, then making sure she's, like, all right.
I'm okay. That was scary. That was really fast. That was like a weird roller coaster.
Yeah. Keep bracelets. Friend can visit.
Visit. Nest. Visit chicks.
They seem to nod and then like turn and just leave from where you are, and occasionally they like, glance back, whistle or coo at you, and then like keep going.
I'm gonna run up to Allie. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Are you fine? Was it crazy?
Wow. Well, I've got another story to tell now.
I guess so.
Where are they taking me?
I think they wanted you to come back to their nest.
Huh. Do you want to go?
I was just about to say, if you wanted, we can go visit. I told them we can visit.
Sure.
But we can't stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Theo like runs up. He's like, Alley cat.
She's okay.
Oh my gosh. Are you? What was going on? What was that?
It's okay. It's okay. A little misunderstanding between us and the Snipes. But we've got it worked out. And now we have been welcomed to go and visit their nests if you wanted to come.
Allie here tagged a bunch of them. She did a great job.
All right, Cryptid Scout. That's my girl. How many?
Like 7.
Okay. Were you talking to them earlier? Points at you, Felicity.
Yeah, I was.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool, but weird.
No, yeah, that's fair.
All right. I'm gonna go get shoes. And my camera?
Yep. And we can head down to the nest.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't bite you, right?
No.
They just wanted to take her back.
Also, Felicity, when you asked what do they eat, they didn't have an answer for you.
Yeah.
So.
They knew she was a friend. I think they just got a little excited.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing for them. All right. Woo! I am so glad your aunt wasn't here to see that. Oh, I would hear it. I would hear it for weeks. Okay, we're just going to keep that our little secret. She's like,
No problem, Uncle Theo.
all right. Cool. Shoes, camera, I'll meet you down at the nest.
Okay.
See you there.
And they go back up to the camp. Who is going to the nest?
Me.
And Raven.
Not Damien.
Not Damien. Not Hugo. Hugo is on a hike now with Heather.
I was getting some water. What happened to Damien? I missed just that. I heard the bad roll, did not hear the outcome.
Oh. Damien was hit with something in a flash of white light and then fell to the ground unable to move and is now a puddle. And I will say, Damien, like after a few minutes, you get like a little bit of feeling and movement back in your slime body, but you can't really move well. So you're now like slowly inching your way along the prairie as like a green puddle.
And none of us saw that.
No.
Cool.
Awesome.
Aiden will go with you guys to the nest to keep an eye on everybody.
To the nest.
And as Theo is running back to the camper, I'll say, "Hey, Whittaker!
Come with us.
You all right? Everything all right?
We're going to see a snipe nest. You want to come?
I mean, I can't see it. Well, yeah, I'll come. Yeah,
Have
sure.
your new buddy give you glasses."
Theo's bringing his camera. It's fine. Just come with us.
Sure.
He says, if you want to, we can go grab an extra camera. You can just look through the viewfinder.
Yeah, that'd be excellent, actually. Sure.
All right, let's go. So you go back to get some cameras.
While he is getting the camera, by the way, Whittaker is checking his email again. Any update?
From Prithee or anybody?
From Prithee.
No.
Just to be safe, and I don't want to sidetrack too much, but he's going to check Prithee's Instagram. Any activity.
You see the last thing they posted was a selfie from when they were at the Deep. And then there's like another selfie 2 days later of just like a work outfit that they like.
Can you shoot her an email? Just like real quick.
Something. I need to know Prithee's okay.
He will just shoot them an email, just updating them on his Well, no, that might be dangerous.
Maybe just like a, hey, any news? Any new assignments kind of thing.
Hey, you got anything for us?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I've been meaning to have Raven do that, but I know Whittaker's been talking to Prithee, and so I didn't want like all of us to be bugging them.
Raven, we can both bug Prithee.
Raven bugs Prithee about other things, like movies they've seen and music they're listening to, weird snacks they're eating.
Sure. Yeah. He's just going to send a quick email. Hey, Prith, any news? Let me know if there are any pending assignments. Send.
Email sent out.
It takes like 15 minutes to send because the service is so bad.
The three of you are headed to the nest with Allie. You are down now in the valley with all the snipes. And again, it's weird. Like, you'll be walking with a group of them, and every once in a while, one of them on the outskirts of this little bubble they formed around you will just like zip off, and another one will zip into place. And then they're constantly like switching and swapping out with their little like super speed bursts. But they lead you over to one of these rock cairns, and you see like a different snipe sitting down, and they like caw and screech at each other a little bit. And then the one on the nest will like stand up and sort of spread their like half wings a little. And you can see little snipe chicks, which are in the nests. Yeah, like making little baby dinosaur noises.
Do I still have communication up with them? Can I still talk to them?
Well, you can talk to the one you like were talking to before. Nest!
Nest! Very good. Can I see babies?
They kind of at the one that's like sitting on top of the babies.
Baby's young. Baby's fragile.
I'll be careful. I'll go and sit down right next to where the nest is and kind of cup my hands low down to the ground.
Yeah, there's like a little snipe chick that's like a little more adventurous than the others that kind of like hops down and like sits in your hands for a minute.
Raven will sit down next to her.
Allie has her like little journal and is like furiously taking notes and like doing a little sketch of the baby snipes.
I will very carefully move from holding the baby snipe from a cup in both hands to tilting it and holding it in just one and giving it little pets on its head.
Mm-hmm. It surprisingly has feathers already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't look like a baby bird. And you look around and you see some like other snipe chicks that are not really chicks anymore. They're like young adolescent snipes. Raven or Felicity, if you guys want to investigate or just roll like a sharp roll to see if you can figure out what's up.
I would love to. That's a 10 total.
4, 9.
Raven cracks it, but it makes sense to you too, Felicity. The snipes seem to... everything they do is accelerated. They got here, made nests in like hours, then had babies, then made, laid the eggs. The eggs gestated fully, cracked into chicks, and now are like already turning into like gosling-sized young snipes.
I guess it makes sense. They've got to be big enough to keep up with the rest of the pack. They don't stick around very long, right?
Allie, she's like cooing over one of the baby snipe chicks.
That would make sense that they're really quick.
And Cooper has like gone into his like wheel form and is like rolling around, and some of the other snipes are like jumping through him, like playing games.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Whoop!
If any of us make that noise at Cooper, does he respond?
He just does it back at you.
Absolutely, just keep doing it.
Hey, Cooper!
Whoop!
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 That's it.
Oh god, so entertaining.
The snipes let you play with them.
Cute.
It's really nice. Hugo, let's pick up with you. You set off on your hike with Heather. What do you talk about? Or do you not? Are you just quiet the whole time?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I wish I had an answer. I guess if anything, they'd probably just talk about the area itself, the sights seen on the hike.
Mm-hmm.
He probably doesn't talk about any supernatural element and such unless she brings it up.
Gotcha. Okay. She will ask you the question. So your group, you're just a bunch of friends taking a trip?
Yeah, that's the best way to describe us, I guess.
That one guy looks like he's kind of been through it.
That's one way to put it. Of all of us on our little trip, he has definitely seen a lot. And he's still probably trying to come to grips with a lot of the stuff he's seen.
Yeah, I get that. It hasn't always been a fun family road trip for me and Allie and Theo.
Hardships?
Oh, yeah. I actually found out about this stuff way before any of the rest of my family. And I think it was because I was messing around that we lost some people.
Some people.
My sister and her husband.
She did mention that.
Sorry. I don't talk to people very often. I'm bad at this.
Well, you're here in the woods talking to a person, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, I guess so. I maybe lucked out and invited the quietest person on a walk.
I don't know. Okay, that's not necessarily the truest thing. We have some people that can be quiet. We're a pretty rambunctious bunch of people.
She gives you, kind of an eye roll at that. She's like, your group? I don't know.
No, of course not. Not my group.
You're all probably very boring people.
Especially Felicity. She doesn't do anything. She just sits all day. Doesn't go outside. You know, I hear she hates nature, apparently. She hates trees. Won't even talk to them.
Oh my god. Good to see you still have a sense of humor.
The moment you lose your sense of humor is the moment that everything's gone wrong.
Ain't that the truth? Walks past you, continues up the trail.
So how far are we going anyway? Where is the trailhead supposed to be?
She takes a map out and shows you. She's like, oh, it's quite a few miles, yeah.
Oh, we should have let them know in advance. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Trust me, I'm glad that we're away from the campsite for a little bit.
So am I. It's nice.
Yeah. And she will keep walking.
And he will follow.
Whittaker, you are back at the campsite. Theo heads into the camper, or his camper, to go get a camera. You hear something get dropped. Ah, damn it.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I need a hand with something.
Yeah, sure. Whittaker's gonna go inside.
And you see he is sitting on the edge of one of the fold-down cots in the camper.
Yeah.
So my sister and niece are now both away for the first time in months. I don't get a lot of alone time. I don't have to find a camera right away.
It has been so many goddamn months since I've had a trailer to myself. I know exactly how you feel.
So
He'll kind of lean in a bit.
he will kiss you and pull away right away and go, I think I want to be alone, but not alone.
I could do that for you.
The rest of you, Raven, Felicity, Aiden, and Allie, you guys are down in the valley playing with the snipes.
I really hate knowing that we're just like, hey, look at these babies! Look at these cute little fucking things! While this little child's uncle is walking.
We don't know. We panned away. They might just be cuddling. Who knows? They did just meet.
That's true.
They're just talking about their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It cuts back to the chart. I'm like, I just cannot stand having people around me all the time. It's infuriating.
Whatever it is, it's what Whittaker needs in the moment. It's what Theo needs in the moment.
I like to think all of us playing with the snipes are like, that's weird. I thought they were coming back.
Yeah.
Oh well. It just continues.
It's funny. That shadow passes by overhead again, Raven.
Oh, that's a funny thing.
It's hilarious.
It's really funny. Wow. Did you guys see that?
Did we?
You did not. Aiden did not. But there are a few snipes looking up at the sky now.
See what?
That shadowy. It's like something big flew over us and left a shadow. Can Raven investigate a mystery or read a bad situation, whichever one?
Why don't you read a bad situation?
9 total. I'm going to go with, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Raven, you are scanning the sky, trying to see this thing that you keep missing. And you see a shape soar past one of the clouds, way, way up in the sky. You're staring up at it. The sun's kind of in your eyes. And there's a flash as a light seems to shoot down and hit the ground near a bunch of snipes, which all sort of away from it. And they start to like and cry out. Then just like these beams start blasting down from the sky around all of you.
Raven's gonna try and get Allie behind her, like really close.
Mm-hmm. And this dark shape up in the sky is getting lower and lower and lower. The snipes are running about. They're a little panicked. They're all kind of like cawing or yelling, and the ones at the nest are like putting their wings over the baby chicks and the fledglings. These white beams getting closer and closer, and at one point there's a snipe running along that like hops up onto a rock and like goes to leap off, but this beam flashes down and just engulfs its form. And when the light dissipates, the snipe just falls forward on the ground, motionless. And Allie is like, "What's going on? What's happening?"
I don't know. I don't know what's causing this. We need to get back to the camp.
And landing near where that snipe got hit with the beam is a large winged pteranodon type of thing. This huge colorful crest on its head that is glowing and pulsing. And the snipes are all like hissing and screaming at it. And it just gives out this like bellowing. It fires another one of these light beams at the snipes and catches a few of them in it, and they all just fall to the ground. Felicity, read a bad situation.
Okay. 10.
The snipes are not dead. You can see the one that fell and collapsed, and these others that are getting hit with the beam are breathing, but very shallowly, and their eyes are kind of like dilated, but still slowly moving around. And this other creature is just continually like blasting these lights at them. And now that they can see it, they are using their super speed to like dash out of the way and stuff.
Okay.
We have to get out of here. Raven's trying to like kind of, if they're up against near like the wall of the ravine or whatever, she's going to try and scooch them along it and start heading back.
You and Allie can leave. I'm not leaving.
Okay. Raven's taking Allie and Aiden if she's coming with her.
Aiden is trying to convince Felicity, come on, we gotta go.
I'm gonna use magic. This is my thing this session, I guess.
This session?
I was gonna say, you mean every session?
No, I mean this specific thing. I got a 12. I would like to communicate with this monster.
Okay. You rush out and like yell at it?
Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
You do not get a response back. It just roars at you, and it doesn't translate into words. It translates into like static in your brain. It's walking around with like its claws on the ground and its wings folded up, and it pushes off and starts flapping again to get like a little bit airborne. Aiden turns to you, Raven. Get Allie out of here, and dashes forward as this dinosaur thing is like charging up its light thing, and it goes to fire at Felicity, and Aiden's going to try and protect you. 10 plus. Choose an extra. So, Felicity, you're yelling at this dinosaur, pteranodon, whatever, that just showed up and started blasting the snipes, and it roars back at you, and as the beam comes forward towards you, you get pushed to the ground. Get out of the way! And Aiden gets hit with this white light, and she just drops to the ground.
Aiden!
Raven's gonna try and scoop up under one of Aiden's arms, and she's gonna yell to Felicity, "Get the other side! Come on, pick her up. We're going."
Are you trying to get Aiden up now, Raven? Or were you running away with Allie?
She was trying to run away, but like Aiden and Felicity hadn't gone, so that she wasn't far. So she turned around to pick up Aiden, and she's yelling to Felicity to like help her, because if Aiden's like knocked out, she can't walk. So maybe the two of them could get an arm around their necks and go.
As I reach to get my arm around her, I will use Lay on Hands. And I'm going to heal 2 harm or an illness on Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
Felicity feels pretty awful about being the one to essentially call this dinosaur over and forcing her friend to jump in front of her to save her. So as she picks up Aiden to carry her back to the campsite with Raven, it's just going to be something inside of her that just happens where she's like, I have to do something about this. I have to heal her. I have to fix her. And so she's going to heal to harm or cure an illness, whichever gets Aiden back to normal.
Felicity, you have cured Aiden of the paralyzing white light of this giant pterodactyl creature. She sits up quickly and says, "Don't let it hit you!" And will reach out towards Raven and Allie and try to teleport you guys out of there with her angel wings.
Raven grabs on.
Cool.
Let's see where you go.
I was going to suggest it, and then I remembered if she does multiple people that it might not be where we want.
That's a 6 on the die. Plus her weird makes it an 8.
Okay.
She teleports you, and you all vanish in a flash of gold light as this creature shoots another white beam past where you were all just a moment ago. Raven, you appear in the sky. There are clouds above and below you, and you are suddenly just drifting through blue emptiness.
Shit.
The wind is whipping past you. It's very loud, but you are alone at the moment.
Oh. Okay.
Aiden's ability, when she does not get a full success, can have the chance of separating you all.
Amazing.
So that's what's up. Felicity, you also appear in golden light in the sky. You are also separated from your friends. Either of you can roll a sharp check to see if you can locate anyone.
Okay.
I would love to. I got a 12 for sharp.
Ooh.
I got a 4.
Oh, good. Great. Aiden got an 8. So, Raven.
Wait, where's Allie?
Well, Raven, with your 12, you are freaking out, but you glance around you trying to figure out what the heck just happened, and you see a small figure with their hair tied up in curly ponytails floundering through the air, and Allie free falls in the sky along with you. You kind of glance down and you can see Felicity is a little further down from the two of you, but still around the same height. And you can see a little ways off, there is another golden flash, and you see what is likely Aiden's form starting to fall down through the air.
Is Allie above or below our level?
You guys are not all at the same height level, but the difference right now is kind of negligible.
Okay.
It's you can look up and see that she's there, and that might be 50 feet, but you are all in the sky 30,000 feet up, so it's not that much of a difference comparatively.
All right. I wasn't sure if she was going to try and go faster or slower to catch up, but if they're all vaguely in the same kind of line, that's good.
Yep.
Oh boy, this is not good.
Felicity, you don't see anybody.
Yeah.
Just clouds rushing by your face.
Yep.
Ghosty is clinging on to your collar.
Felicity's hair is all in her face so she can't see.
Yeah, all you see is curls, wind whipping, and you hear Ghosty and Tom just making their little spirit sounds, freaking out. Tom is, I think, clinging to the back of your hair, and Ghosty is just in your pocket like he's on a roller coaster that he does not want to be on.
Awesome. Here's what I would like to do. I would simply like to break the game.
Right, of course.
And ruin the whole plan that you had for us. I would like to do magic and turn off the gravity.
Ah, on yourself?
Yes. So I can kind of get my bearings.
Go for it. Just solve your problem with magic.
Easy.
At least if the gravity stops, you can get the hair out of your face.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have to make sure that you stop gravity and momentum, because if you just stop gravity, you're already flying at 9.81 meters per second.
Correction, she's accelerating at 9.8 meters per second. She's going much faster at this point.
Yikes.
Sorry. I'm sorry I'm like this.
No, that's an important correction.
So I do have an additional +1 to magic, so this is +4. I got a 12!
With a 12, you set out to do what you want with your magic. And yeah, you definitely slow, I guess. What were we saying about the math of velocity and stuff?
Who fucking knows?
Yeah, I mean, we have, in the past, when you have reverse gravity, again, you've reversed it, right? It's not just stopped it. You've occasionally made yourself float up, and other objects rise, and that kind of thing. So you can definitely slow down and have a moment where your hair is not choking you, so you can like get it out of your face and look around for everyone else.
Yes. So that is what I will do. I will slow myself down and try to get my bearings.
I'll say, because you were the lowest in my earlier description, that as you slow, get a quick glance, you see Raven and Allie just drop past you. Allie's still screaming bloody murder at the top of her lungs.
Awesome.
As Raven goes past Felicity, she's going to yell her name, but it'll be like, Felicity! And like reaching out to her, even if they're really far away.
Mm-hmm.
Natalie, I would like to once again break the game.
You can just say you'd like to use magic. It's not breaking the game to use your character sheet.
That's true. I would like to use magic. Now, you could tell me, no, you can't do that, because this seems a little out there, even for Felicity.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do one thing beyond human limitations, and I would like to fly.
Yeah, that's a magical thing.
Amazing.
I will say that it will require a secondary roll.
Okay. I got a 14.
Jesus Christ.
Easy peasy.
Can I specify this a little bit because I got a 14?
Yeah.
I would like controlled flight.
Meaning?
I assume that I don't just like sprout wings out of my back and begin to fly like a bird.
Right.
That's ridiculous. Who would ever be able to do that?
Probably some weirdo.
I want to be able to fly in a controlled way. So like if I were to fly towards Raven and all them, I could just go that direction.
Mm-hmm. So what happens is you see your friends falling and you're like, crap, I gotta go get them. But you are just sort of floating at the moment, and you think to yourself, I really need to fly. So you reach for your magic, you try and conjure the image of flying in your mind, and wind starts to swirl around you like it did in the dream you had a few episodes back, and the wind lifts you and carries you where you need to go in sort of a spiral around you.
It feels like, in the weirdest way, like rocket boots.
Kind of.
I feel like it's kind of like you have a wingsuit, and so you can steer yourself.
It's not even. Felicity, you are surrounded by like a tornado.
That is so cool.
You have like a little mini maelstrom, like waist down, that lets you fly and move yourself, right? It's not quite Superman flying where you can just like think I'm over there and you go over there. The wind is actually physically lifting and carrying you. Like one of those wind tunnel things you can go into.
I was just gonna say, it's like the indoor skydiving.
Yes. So it's like that. So with this wind storm, which you've somewhat drawn on a memory from that dream vision you had a while back to create the same effect, and you rush towards the two falling figures. Who are you going for first?
So Raven, I'm very sorry about this.
No, go for it. I've got a plan.
I'm going for Allie first.
Go for the child without magic instead of your friend who has magic, please.
Yes.
I would be upset if you went to Raven first.
Yeah, no, I am going for Allie. Not even a decision.
Felicity, you zip over and grab Allie, snatch her right out of the air. And she's still screaming and freaking out, but once you grab her, she just like monkey grip clings onto you. What's going on? Oh my god, oh my god!
I will hold her. I'm going to act composed.
Mm-hmm.
Am I composed? No.
Why don't you act under pressure to see if you are composed or not?
No, I'm telling you right now, I'm not composed. I'm panicking.
Right, no, but this is to see how well you are calm on the outside.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
This is what you nerds might call a deception check.
I got a 5.
I thought you rolled a 1 and I was so confused.
I'm not gonna give you like any like mechanical issue here, but just keep in mind that you rolled a 5 to stay composed in trying to like reassure this kid.
Yep. So
She's just screaming, "It's fine!"
As I grab her, I'm gonna be like, "This is fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna make it down there fine. Don't worry. Everything is fine. And I'm gonna save you." Yup. That's exactly the plan that I've made in the last 3 seconds.
You feel her little teenager hands just like digging into the back of you as she is like literally nearly frightened to death in this moment. But she nods in that sort of like panicked, like, I can't speak because I'm a scared kid, but I'm like willing to let this adult, look after me.
Felicity an adult. That's a bold statement.
I mean, but you say, okay, so it's fine. We're going to figure this out. The worst outcome that is going to happen because of your failure is that as you are now, you're still flying, right, with her, so you sort of stopped descending.
Yeah.
So as you kind of hover there for a moment, surrounded by this wind, you hear,
No, I knew it!
As the pterodactyl creature has pursued you into the sky. Raven, you're falling.
Yes.
You said you had a plan?
I do. We've kind of established that Windy is like always with Raven, even when like if she teleports somewhere, Windy can just still be there. So she's going to grab Windy, probably out of her hood where Windy usually ends up like apparating, and pull Windy real close to her chest, and she's gonna probably end up yelling because it's really windy and loud. "Can you get me closer to Aiden? Can you like use an arrow with the wind? Like, please?" And she's just gonna try and hold Windy in a position that will let them hopefully draw an arrow and maybe shoot it away from Aiden to push them closer.
Okay.
Felicity and Allie have stopped. They're probably way above her at this point, so she's hoping to just go sideways and get closer to Aiden.
Can you roll Act Under Pressure? And this will be Windy's roll to try and navigate as you free fall.
Oh, I rolled a 6 and a 5.
An 11?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you clutch Windy and sort of scream these pleas for help at them, and they give a little nod, pluck a quill from their back. They take one of the charms that dangles off their antlers and pulls it tight with their lower foot paw, and then draws it back like a bowstring, and as they let go, time sort of slows down. The wind is whipping in your face, and your clothes are sort of fluttering in the air as you just descend. And as their quill leaves the string and flies, it suddenly starts to spin like a vortex of air being shot out of a cannon. It just pushes off, which sends you and Windy flying in the opposite direction of where they shot. Your momentum lurches. You feel your stomach kind of do a flip as you are sent upwards at an angle. And then you kind of reach the height of what that force is going to do and start to descend again. Windy and shoots another arrow. And you just start to like sort of awkwardly kick yourself through the air using Windy's quills as a like makeshift propulsion system.
Hell yeah. I like to think their little rabbit ears are flopping adorably in the wind.
Yeah. I just rolled Protect with Aiden. She got a 7 plus her Tough, a 10. So, Raven, as you are being propelled forward by Windy, you suddenly feel an arm wrap around your waist, and Aiden has swooped in with her wings out.
I got you. Where's everyone else?
I don't think Raven can speak at this moment. She was just falling through the sky and then bouncing around the sky, and now is being carried by Aiden, who is flying. I think she like has the wind knocked out of her and just maybe points. Actually, no, she can't. She's clutching Windy. She's just like,
You're just silent. That's fine.
kind of shrugs.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's fine.
That was a lot to happen very quickly.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. And she's just glancing around. Felicity, you are still flying with Allie, but the pterodactyl creature is rising towards the two of you with its large lance-like beak. What are you doing?
So this creature is at our level right now, or is it below us or above us?
It is below you and rising swiftly. Imagine if you've ever seen videos of like fishing birds when they dive and then come up underneath the fish and out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the trajectory it's taking, where it like dove down and is using the upward swell to try to come up and snap you up in its beak.
Awesome. So it's going very fast.
Oh yeah, it's a big fucking dinosaur, so it's flying.
Okay. All right. I'm going to turn off my flying.
Okay.
And just, if it's coming up to meet us, just drop past it.
Yeah, it's the old, hit the brakes and drop below the pursuing, opponent.
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to turn off my flying and just literally free fall right past it.
This thing with its big pointy beak is coming up. You hear it roaring. And you just let go your magic, clutch Allie tight, and the zephyr around you dissipates. And you just start to free fall again as it snap just misses you and, peels off into the air. You are just falling at this point. Mm-hmm. I'm going to roll to see if Aiden can swoop over to catch you, because that's really the end of this. You guys have to get away from the dinosaur at some point. Jeez, I keep rolling 2s with this dice.
Get rid of it.
I can't get rid of it. It's my special Aiden dice. You guys got me.
Oh no! Oh no!
Of all the dice!
Put it in timeout so it learns its lesson and then bring it back.
All right. I'll put it in timeout.
Yeah, put it in jail.
Put it in the place apart for a bit.
All right. We'll use my different fancy gold and white dice.
Yay!
She tries to catch you in this moment. She rolled a 4. Even with her tough, that gets it to be a 7, so it's not a failure. Let's see. Probably what causes this not to be a complete success is she does spot you, Felicity, and begins to descend. Her gold wings flapping. She says, hang on tight, and folds them in and just starts to drop like a diving falcon towards Felicity and Allie. Raven, you're just rocketing downwards towards your friends. Hand reached out. She's going to grab you, Felicity. I think she even calls out. She's like, Felicity! And you see her coming, and then the dinosaur, swoops between the two of you, and she quickly has to flare her wings and like barrel roll out of the way to avoid being snapped or having one of her wings clipped by its massive beak.
We are all going on a ride today.
Yeah. This monster peels around, and I will say, Raven will carry over your sharp roll from earlier. You see that the crest, as part of its, frontal anatomy, begins to glow with that white light again as it charges up this beam ability that it has.
Oh god, we're so screwed. Can Raven ask Windy to shoot another arrow? And she's gonna yell out to Aiden, hang on tight. And Raven's like got one arm around Windy and like one arm like clutching Aiden's arm and squeezing.
Yep.
Trying to hold both of them.
So you're gonna have Windy, what are you trying to have them shoot at? Or just to like direct you? Because honestly, if you could be the team's offense with Windy, that might put you in a better position.
That's true. That's very true. I was hoping Windy could give us a boost towards Felicity, but I feel like Aiden does have that covered. Yeah, I'll ask Windy to... She'll like kind of gesture at the dinosaur. I'd be like, you think you can hit it?
Yeah. When it can become wind, it does so. And you have like a hand just to sort of like out while your other one is holding on to Aiden's. And Windy swirls up and around it quickly. When they reform, they pull and fire back another one of their quills at this predator that's trying to eat you. roll kick some ass. Windy's attacking.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll let you roll your weird since it's your familiar doing this and not like a weapon.
Sweet. Well, that's a 6 total.
Oh no! Okay. Felicity, do you want to help out?
Yes.
You see Aiden has caught Raven and is trying to catch you, and Windy is about to engage the monster. But you see that as Windy's aiming, the monster is going to get a beam off before Windy can, hit it.
Yeah.
So unless you help, things are going to go bad again.
I will. I want to help, but I don't know how I will help. That's the problem.
Just read through your abilities, see if there's one that you think.
Can I help by not building off of anything that Raven has done so far at all? And bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature?
How so?
I basically want to create a shield.
Oh, yeah, that's very cool. Like a barrier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
So, does it help Raven's thing?
Well, it can, because I've described, the reason Raven's Kick Some Ass is going to fail is that the creature is going to get its laser off before Windy can strike. So why don't you... I think this is technically a help out roll, but you can roll it with adding your weird to it.
Amazing.
So don't add any bonuses you get to specifically the use magic ability, but you can add your weird stat to it.
Okay. 13.
Okay. With a 13 in help out, is help out marked as advanced for you?
No, it's not.
Okay, so it only grants them +1 to their roll, but that's enough. That gets you to a mixed success, Raven, and Windy. They fire their quill. Just as it flies past a certain point, Felicity throws her hands up and the air sort of shimmers and becomes condensed and solid for a moment. And when the creature's laser fires, it hits this portion of condensed air and it refracts like it's being sent through fog or a smoky thing. And the laser just shoots not quite at its target, which was directly at you and Windy, and just clips one of Aiden's wings. So she starts to falter as that one wing gets hit with this paralyzing ability. But Windy does launch a quill, and that sticks into this creature's shoulder, which causes its wing to kind of falter a little bit. And so now Felicity and Allie, Raven and Aiden and Windy, and the creature are all starting to fall.
Oh, goodness.
Amazing. So, we just need someone to come up with a creative solution to get you guys connected so Aiden can try and use angel wings again to solve this problem.
Can Raven... I don't think she's ever tried this, but she's gonna reach her hands out towards Windy and try to summon Windy back into her arms immediately. I don't think she's ever done that, but she's really scared about Windy out in the open by themselves. She's just gonna see if she can get them to, whether by their own force or just summoning them back into her arms.
Okay. Roll plus your weird.
She's gonna try it. She's very scared. That's a 12.
Nice. Yeah, I think maybe as Windy shot, they leapt off your hand and were just sort of free floating and in free fall with you. So as they start to drift away, you're like, oh shit, my friend. But you reach out thinking come back. And you just see Windy's form disappear into leaves. And then you feel it's like somebody took a hairdryer and blew it up the back of your shirt. You just feel and you feel their little bunny ear brush against the side of your face as they poke their head out of your hoodie.
Oh, good. Okay.
They're fine. They are literally a wind spirit, so.
I know, but it was panic in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be fine, but also she's scared and she wants them on her.
Mm-hmm.
Felicity is going to turn her flying back on and then just fly up to Aiden.
Okay. Technically, spells last 30 minutes, so I don't think you need to roll again to
awesome.
Turn it back on. You kind of, we'll just say that you paused it for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the winds gather back around you. Actually, it's almost fun if we say that the same wind that's elevating you and lifting you was what helped to create the barrier,
Yeah.
right? And send the laser somewhere else. So that wind, again,
Comes back.
dissipates, shimmers, swirls around you, and is going to give you just enough of a boost to reach down. And I will roll to see if Aiden can teleport you guys out of here.
Aiden, come on.
Here we go.
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
no, we cannot record another scene.
That's a 4. However, plus weird, which is another 2, which is 6.
Can I help out?
Roll to help out.
Can I also help out, or is that not?
No, go for it. Team effort to not die.
The 3 magic users are like, please. I rolled a 3. Raven's not very helpful.
How'd you do, Felicity?
9!
A 9. Your help grants them +1, but you also expose yourself to trouble or danger.
That's fine.
Beautiful.
I can fucking fly now, so.
As you turn on your flying and swoop back up, Raven, you're unable to help. You just called Windy back, so now they're not in a position to like fire another quill or project you and Aiden somewhere. In fact, because of your 3, we'll say that you start to like drift away from her as she's like having trouble supporting her flying, but she shoots an arm out and just like holds onto you with a death grip and kind of looks back towards Felicity and Allie as they start to swirl unsteadily towards you. And with a 7 on her angel wings, she can at least teleport you rather than it not happening at all. You're not going to go where you want to go.
Of course not.
But she throws her hand out, grabs yours, Felicity, and as the pterodactyl thing, above you, with this quill in its shoulder that it like literally bites off with its beak to just snap it like an arrow, swoops down, ready to fire another beam at you. Your group vanishes in gold light again. And you appear and drop maybe 2 feet and all land, at least together this time, in grass in the Badlands National Park on the back of this small ridge.
Amazing.
Oh, thank God. Raven absolutely is like still squeezing Aiden's hand and just like falls onto the ground and like flops onto her back and is still squeezing Windy, and it just lets out like a huge, oh my God, okay, we're fine.
Yeah.
I will be gripping Allie.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Is everything fine? Do you have all your fingers?
She's physically trembling and is just sort of stammering, oh my God. And she lets go of you and goes and like grabs like handfuls of grass and just like grips the ground.
God, poor thing.
She just buries her face into the tall grass of South Dakota and screams this like little teenage scream into the dirt.
Yep. Your first time falling from the sky. You're safe now.
Yep.
And that's all that's important.
Mm-hmm.
We're good. We made it. We're okay.
There's a little zipping sound, and Cooper, the hoop snake, pokes his head out of her backpack.
Poor boy.
His eyes are just like rolling in their sockets, like, whoo! He flops down on the grass, a completely limp snake noodle.
Oh.
Yeah, Aiden is like panting and just like staring up at the sky. Her golden wings, one of them is like all kind of messed up and like sitting weird, and she like, ah.
Can I heal her?
If you want to try again, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to try again. 11.
Okay. She's kind of like wincing as she like puts a hand on the shoulder that wing is paired with.
I'm going to walk up to her, and I don't think anyone has ever touched her wings, right? Nope. That's like not a thing we do.
Yeah.
So I will walk up to her. Hey, is this okay? Do you want my help? I can fix it.
Yeah. Go ahead and try something.
Okay. So I will touch her wing. I will heal her.
It's strange. When you go to touch her wing, it almost feels like your hand's going to pass right through it, but it is solid. And as you like run your hand along it and try to use this new healing magic you've discovered you're able to do, it just feels like you've put your hand in a, like a warm spot in a window where the sun has been hitting a place for a while, and you rest your hand along that and you feel a similar warmth in your chest, bubble up and then travel through your hand and then spread across the wings in this like rippling gold shimmer.
Is that better?
She's able to flex and extend that wing again. Flaps them both a couple times and then just they shimmer away.
Are those real? Because it felt like...
No, they're real. They're part of me.
Okay. Anyway, that was wild.
Let's never do that again, huh?
Yeah, where are we?
Where is the dinosaur is the more important question. And how do we not be near it anymore?
And how do we get back to camp?
Aiden, I love you. Please do not teleport us again.
I don't know what's wrong. Something is... And she just kind of like stumbles forward, like out of breath, and still like shaking a little bit as the effects of that white beam wears off. Allie is like real scared. What's going on? What was that thing?
We don't know what it is, but we're safe now. Wherever we are is far away from there. And we can get back soon and warn everybody else.
And you hear the sound of vehicles pulling up and being shut off and like people shouting. And there's a lot of like, sounds like metal hitting metal, people calling out to each other. And Aiden kind of sits up, glances around, and then just is like, shh, and like has you all get low. And the four of you creep over this ridge and see a campsite being assembled, a base camp. Not a little cozy family thing, but like military style tents in like desert camo and jeeps with what look like harpoon mounted on them and a bunch of other equipment. And there's people shouting. And you see big flapping wings of that monster. It circles. It doesn't seem to see you guys pressed up against this hill because it's coming from a different direction. And it lands amongst this campsite. And the people who are setting up the tents just kind of ignore it. They're like working on their tasks. And out of its two claws, it drops a couple snipes limply, just like on the ground. And a figure in a dark leather jacket, what looks like body armor, and like a cap on his head, approaches. The pteranodon thing is kind of like like making guttural noises with its like throat pouch. And this figure just goes up and like pats the side of its head. A couple of the people pick up the snipes and carry them over to cages and just like lock them in. This guy rubbing the crest of the big dinosaur thing turns around and is pointing and yelling. And I will say this is what Aiden can see. She catches it when the guy turns around and just like puts her hand over her mouth and then like quickly gestures all of you to be very quiet. And then directs your vision to this guy. And you can see when he turns around, he is crimson red in his skin tone. There are two pointed horns coming out of his forehead, and he has like very angular, exaggerated features and a dark beard and like a little pencil-y mustache. This guy looks like a demon. He points off in the direction that the winged thing came from, and it takes off into the air, does a loop, and takes off back towards where you assume the snipes are nesting. That's where we'll end our session.
What the fuck?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Natalie.
Yeah.
Did you just bring back in my favorite enemy?
I don't know, did I?
Poachers.
The conceptual idea of the poacher.
We can destroy them without feeling bad because they're bad people.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one of them is literal Satan. All right, cool.
It was awesome.
That was fun. We did it. We're back.
We did it.
We're back.
We're back, baby!
I don't know what you're talking about. We never left.